a burden down to my soil. Now we'll make yellow flowers for you.
Welcome to Designer Inspiration. I don't know what all this is about. It's a very exciting day today. It's definitely Mashup Thursday because I'm going to take you through the first half an hour today, Designer Inspiration, with the wonderful Lady Laura Binding, everybody. She works with wire, pendants, Lazee Daizee. She can Viking weave like no other woman. Laura Binding, I love you. Tell me everything about what's going on today with you.
Well, we're doing a few different things. We're going to be doing some Viking Knit. We're going to do some polymer clay, a bit of wire. So it's going to be a good, like you say, mix it.
Laura Binding with polymer clay?
Yeah.
Is it Mashup Thursday? Woohoo! Have you used polymer clay before in the past?
Yeah, I've done a couple of shows with polymer clay. So
I didn't know that you'd done that.
And jewel enamel. I love working with both of those.
I love jewel enamel. Now that brings us into the fact that, yes, Sue's back in stock. Lazee Daizee's back. Have a look. You have got the Lazee Daizee in stock. Now, Laura, when it comes in this Lazee Daizee, it blooming well flies straight back out again. How many times do we go to order the Lazee Daizee and it isn't there? Very popular, isn't it?
It is, and it's really good because it comes all ready and complete.
Yeah.
So you know, you just put it in your bag and you've always got it with you. You've
got your drawer plate. Your Lazee Daizee itself, I want them still to make a human drawer plate. I love the idea of squeezing myself through something, just making myself thinner. It's gorgeous. It's true. Can you imagine? Like a sausage just going through the drawer plate. I'd like that invented, please. Get Gary Wagstaff on that. You have got your wire, everything. Here's everything. Are you also getting the DVD? That DVD's there and I'm not sure if it comes with. Let me double check, says producer Pip. Now you're also getting what my producer Pip has described as the Big Daddy-O cutters. Oh, that's what they're called, Fat Daddy-Os. Have a look. I thought you were being rude, but you're not. They're called Fat Daddy-O. I love it. Have a look. Now you've got those big cutters. And they're for your polymer clay, for your friendly plastic, for your jewel enamel perhaps. They can go in the oven. I can finally make the perfect cookie. Can I use these for, oh, don't use them for both. Oh my gosh, square cookies. That's happening in the Cleary Clark house. So you've got the square, you've got the round. Can you imagine the polymer clay things that you can create? Unbelievable. I have got those opportunities for you coming up. The Fat Daddy-O, that is what they're called. That's not me being rude. The Fat Daddy-O cutters, the Lazee Daizee. What is this? Brand new strand of kyanite, should have been on the Day Show with me this morning. Didn't turn up because it was stolen by Pip. Oh my gosh, it looks like Ceylon Sapphire, doesn't it? It's coming up for you today. Oh, just gorgeous. Have a look at these. Oh, how Kate Middleton is this bundle? How Kate Middleton is this? Love it, rainbow colour quartz. Let's start off with Designer Inspirations with some rose quartz seedy beads. Now, if you bought, again, I'm going to say this to you, if you bought your Lazee Daizee, if you're going to buy your Lazee Daizee, or if you bought your bead loom, or if you like to do beaded kumihimo, then you're going to need a strand like this because you're going to be able to sew in and out of gemstones, in and out of, well, not just gemstones, in and out of your Lazee Daizee with gemstones like this. So if you are thinking about getting your Lazee Daizee, you want to incorporate gemstones, you can actually encapsulate gemstones inside a Lazee Daizee. I'll speak to Laura a little bit about that in a moment. You've got 20 carats of rose quartz. These are 3 mil. Laura, if I wanted to encapsulate gemstones inside Lazee Daizee, is that something that's possible?
Yeah, it's actually a project on the second edition of the Viking Knit DVD, which I do think is coming up later on.
Oh, you think we got it in today's show?
Yeah, we've got a nice little bundle put together, which is perfect for that. But I mean, that's an ideal size because it goes through nicely. And obviously, if you've got a large gemstone, it's not as pretty, but that would just glimmer inside the chain.
You can do so much with a CD bead. They're so essential, Laura. And to get genuine gemstone CD beads is an absolute rarity. Now, my producer in my ear has just said to me, you need to tell everybody, Jenny, to get on the phone lines, because at the price I'm going to, they're going to sell out. Now, of course, I didn't know. I haven't had time to chat with Pip at all. I know nothing about the price tag Pip's going to go to. LNNV02 is your item code. You've got a 30 centimetre strand going at what, Pip? I don't know if you know this, Pip. You're not allowed to do prices like that. Laura, you've got to buy 10 of these. CDB projects, 10. I mean, we just had a bridal show. These would be perfect with tiaras. You need to be on the phones very quickly, and you are. I've got loads of you there. It's wonderful to have your company. Thank you so much for sticking with us here at Jewellery Maker Designer Inspirations. You are getting genuine gemstones at £2.95. Now, I'll wager you this. I've got a local bead shop in Hitchin, and I went in there and I tell you this story, and I asked, do you do genuine gemstones? And the lady laughed at me and said, I can't afford to get genuine gemstones. You don't really get them in smaller beads anyway. I didn't say anything. For once, I kept my big mouth closed and I just left. Now, actually, this price tag, can you get plastic CD beads? Can you get glass CD beads for a 30 centimetre strand at £2.95? This is a remarkable price tag, 20 carats. 3 mil rounds on a 30 centimetres, they're going to sell out. £2.95. I've got hordes of you. I've got Sharon buying 3. I've got loads of. Listen, you need to multi-buy on this one, don't you? Now, we started with 133 and the quantity is. We started with 143 and the quantity is absolutely. It's winging it. Aisha in Greater London's bought 4 of these. Lorraine in Sussex is shopping with us. Kathleen in Perth. Tanya in Pembrokeshire. I've got Gail putting 2 in her basket. June's put 2 in. Mary's put 4 in. I have got Norma. I've got Sharon. I've got Jean. I've got Karen. I've got another Sharon buying 3. I have got a jewellery maker in Nottinghamshire with 4. I've got Mary in Lancashire with 4. Pauline from Glamorgan, 2 in your basket. Most people are multi-buying. Don't miss out. Please make sure you are checking out your basket. They're only £2.95. Have a look at the quantity. It's literally skateboarding its way out of here. So please be quick. We can incorporate seed beads with Kumahimo. We can do micro macrame. We can do intricate beaded pieces. We could do peyote. There is so much scope for your design. We can lead down an earring to a big, large gemstone with a gorge CD bead dropper. We have got, I mean, Laura, outside of Lazee Daizee and Viking Knit, what? Oh, you talk to me about pendants and CD beads.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, I like to do the statement pendants and the wire wrap pendants, and I like to either use a large focal stone, or I like to make it quite heavily wire based and several weaves, and then just the odd little stone accented here and there. So that's an ideal stone for that. I mean, I would put that with copper. People don't think of copper and rose quartz, but they really do go beautifully together. You know, it really picks up. And it just adds that little bit here and there. You know, rings is ideal for rings if you want to do a nice ring. It's a real good stash builder, really.
And I'd say an essential, Laura, if you are thinking about things like cluster rings or centering a gemstone, you know, just framing a gemstone, anything like that. Now, there are unchecked baskets. Forgive me, I know a lot of people say, don't name and shame people with unchecked baskets. If I don't do that, I know that I will get more people saying to me, I didn't know. I needed to check my basket out. I missed out. You told me it was in stock. So if you don't want your name read out ever, please shop as anonymous instead of giving us your name. I give you the option. But right now I talk to those unchecked baskets of Yvonne in Stirlingshire, Sharon in Derbyshire, Margaret of Cornwall, Jane of Greater London. I have got a new jewellery maker. I've got Erlis in Midlothian, and Denise, Elaine, Gladys, Jean in Surrey, Margaret in Greater Manchester, Elizabeth in West Midlands, Stephanie in Suffolk, and Jennifer in Middlesex. Ilis is your mum's name, so that's a lovely name. Now, it means snowdrop in Welsh. How lovely. That's beautiful. But you've got an unchecked basket, and I don't want you missing out. Make sure you check it out. You don't have to pay lots of P&P for every time. I think a lot of people, because I think this, if I was shopping online, I think, well, if I check it out, I can't keep shopping and adding to my basket, so I have to pay separate P&P. You don't. We will work it all out for you. I promise you, we'll work it all out for you before we ship your order. £2.95. 56 opportunities. You've got to act fast. LNN V02, 20 carats. Please check out your basket, Janie. I've got Margaret, Sharon and Yvonne with unchecked baskets. Lots and lots of you on the phones. We are going to have to move on. Genevieve, 2 in your basket. Maureen, 5, 4 in yours. Kathleen in Yorkshire, 4 in yours as well. We are now limited quantity. I have a lot of people on the phone lines. There is a queue, but it is a free phone number if you're dialing. From a UK landline, it's 0800 644 655. Now, it's sold out. Sorry, it's gone and sold out. The call centre just called us and said, it's sold out. It's sold out. Now, I'm going to give to you. Oh, I love this strand. Gorgeous. Have a look. This is the one you want for a Laura binding style pendant. Maybe a cuff and bangle with a featured gemstone. Grab Laura's cuff and bangle DVD. You know, I go on about that a lot because it is a wonderful DVD. Look at those electric blues. Ooh la la, they are gorgeous. This is your feature piece, isn't it? This is the one you want to wrap in wire. These are the ones you want to put on a ring finger and absolutely make a feature out of. We're talking to you about very, very, very good quality labradorite, stunning Labrador essence, beautiful facets, large enough to wire wrap, and Laura binding, my goodness me. These are the kind of gemstones you want to be wire wrapping, aren't they? They
were the kind of gemstones I told Pip I liked and
would
love them to be in my challenge maybe, but because they are just that gorgeous.
Are we going to give Laura these for a challenge? We're going to get people to text.
I know we are, I know. So by the way, I quite like them, and if you'd like to see a pendant, feel free to challenge me with them.
Well, Laura, do you know, I know I didn't announce the winner of the competition for that we gave earlier. We didn't announce. It's just come to me that we didn't announce it. So I'll try and do that now. Actually, I've just realised that we didn't. Have a look, because I know that people are going to be upset. Sorry, nobody told me who the winner was, so we'll give that to you in a sec. Look at the green. Look at the blue. Incredible. Absolutely beautiful. I will work on getting the winner's name to you. Now these are very high end. I'm going to count them for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 on the one strand. 11 pendants. Now if I gave these to you at £3 a pendant anywhere else, you would snap them up. If you saw these in a basket individually and they were only £3 each, you'd buy at least one, wouldn't you? That would make this strand 360. Sorry, I'm just hearing what this is. Are you serious? He's about to do something very, very risky. Gems of distinction, very, very powerful. Is this a profit maker for you? Under £10 at £9.95, you have got yourself that strand. Terry in Worcestershire, Jackie in Worcestershire as well, Jodie in Worcestershire, everyone's in Worcestershire. Raffia in Greater London, apart from Raffia. £9.95, DNV, V27 is your item code. Fiona in Hertfordshire was the winner of our competition. If you're watching, Fiona, it was you. And the answer was Ed, Ali Defoy and Vicky Carr. It was Ed's forehead. It was a mashup, photo mashup. £9.95 is your price tag for these. A very, very, very good price tag. Have a look. Loads of you on the phone lines for these. Laura, at £9.95, this is ridiculous value.
That's amazing. I'd be getting a couple of those, I think.
But look at the colours, they're wonderful, aren't they?
But I can see it from here. I can just see it. The colour on it is amazing. I would definitely be getting, I'd be getting it for rings, pendants, earrings, cuffs, everything.
Everything. Just beautiful. Make sure you're grabbing yours. If you're going to have a couple of days jewellery making over the weekend, then this is the one you want to get in your basket, isn't it? Now make sure you're quick. We've got a text message coming through and it is from the gorgeous, I can't read.
Cassie.
Cheryl. Cheryl? Hi Laura and Jenny. Yes please, can Laura have them for her challenge? Would love to know what we can do with these. Well, Pip went, Okay then. Oh, I like that little chirpy. Okay then.
Thank you.
You can have these, Law.
Oh,
What's your
thank
early
you.
thoughts, please?
I'm thinking definitely a ring, and I'm thinking a pendant. I'm going to see if I can get a pendant done. It might not be anything too over the top, but just a nice focal pendant.
Pip's going, some cufflinks for Philip. Just because if you make your, just because you change your name to the posh version of your name and do a little for Philip. I still know it's you in my ear. And some cufflinks for Philip.
I know, I knew there'd be a catch. There'd have to be a catch, didn't there?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's got to be for Philip. Kim wants you to make something, but that's here or there. No, make Kim something.
What does Kim want? What does Kim want?
Kim would like a ring. That's what she'd like. She'd like a ring.
So she'll have to let me know her size.
7, same as mine, isn't it?
7,
because I'm always stealing.
But an N, NM?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on it.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to give these to you.
Oh, awesome.
There you go, my lovely.
Thank you.
Ready? We're going to start the clock as though I were Annika Rice right now. If only I had the jumpsuit. Why? Now, let's give to you. Now, we described this as green, but I don't think they are at all. Have a look at this strand. I think there might be a slight antique. They're definitely, well, they're kind of white, aren't they? Would you describe these as green? Rings. They're kind of like an apple. Maybe, you know when you bite into an apple and the inside is white? Maybe they're that kind of apple white. Antique white with a verdigris, a little bit verdigris on them maybe. Maybe. They're beautiful, aren't they? And we just had a bridal show with Sheila and we had lots of pearls today. Very, very, very popular. Now, we have got for you, and now I would, oh my gosh, you've got those lush ones. Love these. Look at that together. Literally going mad. Look, I got the pink version too. Oh my gosh. Are these new? You've got blue sapphires. Blue sapphires? You little rascal, Pippindor. I've got the perfect marriage here. Hello, gosh, that is gorgeous. Coming up for you very soon. You've got the blue sapphire, I can't believe it. A Gems of Distinction strand that is going to knock your blooming socks off. It is. Now that's going to go really nicely, these pearls, I think, with your kyanite, isn't it? Have a look. With your kyanite. How gorgeous is that? EHP 018, I've got beautiful, backed by popular demand, apple green cultured pearls, 9x7 to 12x10, genuine freshwater cultured pearls. They are real pearls and they're only $7.95. Now this is the lowest price strand that you've had today so far for pearls, so snap these up. If you've been feeling a bit left out because perhaps the last pearls were a bit out of your price range, fear not, my darling jewellery makers, and come and grab this one. $7.95, you've got an incredible deal. EHB018 is your item code. Laura, do you use a lot of pearls in your jewellery?
Yeah, I think they're really lovely. You can use them like that and just have them as that statement necklace piece, but also I've got a friend who's a bit obsessed with pearls.
Is that me?
Well, no, I've got another one, and she just loves a simple pair of earrings, one drop, one pearl, just hanging off of a shepherd hook, and I had to make her a couple of pairs in different colour metals to say thanks for picking my children up.
Aha!
That's her fee.
There'll be a pair of pearl
yeah, her
earrings
fee
for you,
is,
yeah.
Can you make me a pair of earrings, or can you make me a bracelet or something like that? But yeah, you know, classic, you can have it as a part of a cuff cluster. You know, you can really go to town on them.
And they're real pearls, people appreciate them, don't they? They see a value, I think, in real pearls. At $7.95, you're coming in quickly, please. Pale green pearls. What about in rings, cluster rings? Perfect if you've got Laura's DVD. Great if you've got anything from Sheila as well. Got lots of you multi-buying. Hello to you. Joanne's got 2. Grace is with us. Sarah in Essex. Karen in Wiltshire. Janice, Rebecca, Alison, Anna-Marie, Carol in Middlesex, and Kyria. Is that the same Carol that just texted in? Is it Carol Sharul? I'm not sure. It's a very lovely, it's a lovely spelling. Sharul, text coming in. When are we giving you the sapphires? When are we doing them? What do we want? Sapphires. When do we want them? Now! Can always rely on Ed for one of those childish chants, because that's what we get at home, isn't it, Ed? Have a look.
And I'm childish.
I didn't say that. I didn't say he was childish. Have a look. Have a look at these. Beautiful deep blue sapphires. Sapphire is the gemstone that Princess Diana chose. She was presented with a box of different rings and she chose sapphire. She chose Ceylon sapphire actually, which is a very regal type of sapphire. Blue, of course. They're the classic, aren't they? When you think sapphire, you think blue. Look at these deep, inky blues. They are sumptuous, expensive looking, regal looking. Think about putting these with white pearls. A very regal gemstone sapphire. And you know what? September's birthstone. They are very slightly graduated from 2x1 to 3x2, so there is a slight graduation to these, and the larger one in the center being your focal point. Now this could be a simple necklace. Now if you were shopping for profits here today, then you'd perhaps section this up before you put it in earrings or anything like that. So there's scope here now, there's opportunity here now. WQGZ94 is your item code. You've got 15 carats of a very precious gemstone. Now I have to let you know, this is extremely limited. This is a last in stock offer, so you have to grab it quick with both hands. I would always use precious metals with these: sterling silver, real gold. I think this is going to be an opportunity perhaps for you to get your jewellery valued. If you've ever wanted to get your jewellery valued, this is one of the strands that you are going to want in your stash. I've got a very quick VT with some information about this very special gemstone.
Here I am in Matt's office, and Matt, ching, hello. You've recently been out buying sapphire, or should I say trying to buy sapphire?
I think trying to buy sapphire is the right words for that. It's the blue sapphires, they're in the market, but they're that high price that they always have been. Green sapphires, yellow sapphires, orange sapphires, really difficult to get hold of nowadays, really struggling.
Because?
Because the quality's not out there anymore, people are focusing on the blues much more, so the greens just aren't being mined, just not being available in the market at all. And if they are, the prices are much higher than we've ever seen before. So, we've got green sapphire today. What do you reckon? Well, we haven't on gems at all for the last God knows how long, so so it's very difficult to get hold of green sapphires, like I said, particularly at the moment.
Beautiful deep blue sapphire. How hard it is that sapphire is to get hold of. The information that the wonderful Vicky is giving us there. WQGZ94. We know that this is a very highly regarded, put on a pedestal gemstone. We know that precious gemstones are incredible to work with. We know all about sapphire. Your customers, the receiver, Mother's Day, the perfect Mother's Day gift. Beautiful. Wonderful sapphire. WQGZ94, 15 carats. Now this strand is going under £40. Make sure you're really quick off the mark. Not by a tiny bit, at £24.95. I've got a great big smile on my face, and I know you're shopping with a smile on your face too. The very last opportunity. We are very limited. We're about to sell out of these, I think. WQGZ94, a rarity to have here at Jewellery Maker. An absolutely beautiful, stunningly striking strand. Look at the sparkle every time you move these. Laura, binding just to incorporate these in your jewellery is a privilege.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, it goes to have it as a little accent. And like you said, with Mother's Day and things like that, because people obviously always associate birthstones with being given on the month of their birthday. But that's not to say that you can't give a Mother's Day gift of someone who is born in that month. Of, I don't know, is it, what month is Sapphire?
September.
It is September, yeah. So, you know, just because it's not September yet doesn't mean that you can't give it as a gift for something else.
No, wait, and if it's maybe it's somebody's child's born in September, you know, maybe you're trying to do for Mother's Day your birth gemstone, which could be sapphire, and your brother's, which could be pearl for June, you know. This is a wonderful sentimental gemstone, a famous gemstone, of course. Please download the certificate of authenticity if you want to get yours valued, the gorgeous pieces that you create valued. As you can see, we're already very limited. We are down to, now, do you remember earlier, when we sold out, what was it we sold out of really quickly earlier? The rose quartz. Literally, it still said we had like 40 of them, but the call centre said, no, they're gone. That happens. Our system, our computer systems, you know what computers are like, especially when I'm around. They all start going, you know, this is absolutely flying out, so please don't leave it to chance. Make sure you check out baskets. It does look like we are in dangerous waters. 0800 644 655 WQG Z94. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee on everything that you buy from us here at Jewellery Maker. Designer inspirations is what it's all about today. If you want to be inspired by Laura, please drop us a text 60777. Start your message with the word JM Studio and then relay it to Laura. Heads up, after me, we've nearly got less than 30 of these, so I'd be quick if I were you. So if you've got any text messages for Ed or for Laura, please keep them coming. You can do it via the live stream. You're right, sir?
Yeah. I've got loads of treats.
Have you? What, sweets?
No.
Cakes?
Gemstones.
Chocolate?
Gemstones.
Fine, that won't make me fat. Less than 30 of these. Well, he should bring chocolate. You should.
Eating cake. It was Wendy's birthday.
I know. Double trouble. Double Wendy's we had today. I got all crazily freaked out. I was like, what? I'm seeing double. At £24.95, £29, less than that. Now, do check out baskets if you are shopping with us again online. So I don't want you to finish. I don't want you to be disappointed and think that you finished your order and you haven't. Wendy and Devon's shopping. Helen in Essex, hello to you. Kathleen's bought two, you lucky duck. One for her, one for her mum. That's what it is. You wouldn't be able to bear watching your mum with all that lovely sapphire jewellery and you hadn't got some too. £24.95, down to the last 28 of these. Please make sure you're checking out baskets. Rosalind, you're shopping. Sharon, Rebecca, Patricia. Fill up a basket full of lovely treats. You pay 1p&p all the way until midnight tonight. Don't forget Laura's up and she's going to be giving you some Lazee Daizee treats. The Lazee Daizee is in stock. Hooray for it. We have also got Laura working with Polymer clay. Hooray for it. We've got the Big Daddy-O cutters. That's actually what they're called. Big Daddy-O cutters. Oh, sorry, Fat Daddy-Os. It's like that place in Cornwall that my son always makes me go to with the surfing things, Fat Somethings, which I won't say on air.
I thought that Scott was just being abusive to me when he was like, oh, Fat Daddy-Os.
That's what I thought Pip was saying. You got Fat Daddy-Os. I was like, what does that mean? That's what they're called. It's a good name. We won't forget it. It's like the wax cone. That sounds a bit rude. Now, it does.
No, it doesn't. What sounds rude about wax cone?
It sounds like something you've got. Oh, I've got a wax cone. Oh, you want cream for that? Now.
You worry me.
Stop it, you're making me feel I don't know where you're going to go.
You worry me.
I worry everyone. Have a look. Now, it's all about the Fat Daddy-Os. Do you know what to do with your Fat Daddy-Os?
They're nylon.
Do you know they're for Polymer clay?
I know. I launched them originally.
But they're also for loads more things. Now, they're bakeable, I didn't realise. They are bakeable.
You could actually use them as cookie cutters.
Well, I was thinking, actually, if I can put these in a square cookie, yes. I love baking. Now, also, I'm thinking, well, you've got your Polymer clay, but these are also great for things like your cloud clay if you want to make your own moulds. They're great for your friendly plastic if you like working with that. Could you use these, Laura, do you think, with your shrink plastic?
Yeah,
you want to?
Why not? I would have thought so.
If you wanted to get that sort of perfect round.
Yeah. Resin? Yeah, because it would be fine, I would have thought.
Lots of versatility there. Yeah. They span the disciplines.
I think that, well, they do, don't they? You're right, actually. Whether your crafty medium is baking, whether your crafty medium is silver clay, polymer clay, these are bakeable. Maybe your crafty medium is, and it could be even fabrics because you can use them to cut round. Maybe you want to make your own moulds. If you do a web search for these, you're looking at what for both? For the Fat Daddy-O cutters? 1 pack, $34.95. Am I doing 2 packs for
You
one
get
price
both of
tag?
these for one price, yeah.
I'm going to give you both packs for one price tag. You get the rounds and the squares. Bad news is we've only got 20.
Ah, boo.
20? That's not enough. They're going to sell out. So let's give you a price tag ASAP. RHGC54 is your item code. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee when you shop for anything here at Jewellery Maker. If this is the first purchase you've made, you get a host of free goodies with your first order as well. The price you should be paying, that's fine. Isn't that, hang on a minute.
Leave
Isn't
it
that
there, Pip.
less than one box on the Webby?
That's right.
I've got two. That's a good price.
He's taking them lower anyway.
It's crazy.
He's a maverick.
He is crazy. We're going to go down anyway to 20. No.
Oh, you're going to have to
Same
go a
price tag.
pound lower now.
Computer says no. Computer says no.
Whenever we have graphical errors like this.
You benefit from our mistakes here. £24.95. The value is phenomenal. Laura Binding, talk to me about the value we're seeing here.
If you think of the amount of cutters that you're getting, it's just brilliant. And like you say, they're really, really versatile. You can use them with the different types of medias. You know, it's even worth sometimes getting 2 of them. Like you say, and you can have one for baking and then your other one for your crafts.
No,
Like it. Good
perfect.
thinking.
I would do that because you can't
Have
really
we
mix
had
them
any
over.
multi-buyers?
Do you know what? Let me just run through the diameters of exactly what you're getting. Oh, there we are. There we are. You'll have to wait for the diameters. They're all the different diameters. It is all available on the website. Sorry, here we go. We have got the nylon cutters: 100 mil, 20, 30, 41, 50, 60, 70, 81, 91. And the same on the squares, I'm guessing. That's just for the round. So you've got absolutely loads of versatility. So I'm going to hand over to you now, sir. What you got coming up?
Indeed. Well, actually, even the producer doesn't know this, but you forgot to launch 2 strands of pearls in your morning show, so I'm going to do them now.
You worm!
I'm going to do them straight after the break.
Do you know
I'm just going to
why
go
we
and give the
couldn't launch
producer
them?
the codes.
Because we couldn't find them. Where were they?
In my pocket. No, I'm joking.
They were.
Scott just gave them to me.
Don't think he's not telling you the truth. He's a little fibber. Stay tuned. Heads up with Laura after this.
Get involved with Jewellery Maker by sending the studio a message during our live hours. You can send a text to 60777 and start your message with JM Studio, or alternatively, go to our website and click on Watch the Live Show, simply type your message into the box and press send. Make sure you stay tuned in case your message is read out. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
I love the designer inspiration music. It's almost as good as the Star by music for boogie into. Welcome back to the Designer Inspiration Show. I'm Ed. Jenny hasn't morphed into a average looking man from being a very attractive female. I'm Ed. Thank you for joining us. We are of course joined by the lovely Laura as well. Laura's here to give us all our designer inspiration. We've got one set of the nylon cutter collection left. Just one set left. If you've put it in your basket at JewelleryMaker.com, make sure you check out to avoid disappointment. I'll show you everything you're going to get. There you go, look. You've got all your round ones and all your square ones. And as Jenny just said, you get 100mm, 91mm, 81mm, 70mm, 60mm, 50mm, 41mm, 30mm and 20mm for the little ones. Is it gone? There you go. The last one's gone now. So congratulations to the person who came through there and was successful. That is now a sellout. Right, now, a little treat for you, Producer Pip. You didn't know about this. Basically, I think these 2 strands of pearls were, oh that's good because I just took this one's out of the bag, so I've just given the producer the code. Didn't know anything about this, but they were intended to be launched on our morning show to our Freeview audience, but for some reason or other they went missing. I genuinely didn't. Nobody believes me. Everybody thinks that I snaffled them away. Well, it doesn't matter if I did. The Designer Inspiration audience are getting the benefit of that. We only have a limited number available. These are your champagne Keshi pearls. They range in size from 8x7 to 18x8. Now, Keshi pearls tend to be very, very popular with our audience. I think with all jewellery makers, and I think it has to be the organic nature of these pearls. The irregularities and the sizes and the shapes sort of feeds into your designs, provides you with lots of texture. And of course, nobody's going to mistake them for faux pearls. You can see that these have quite clearly been carved in the shell by Mother Nature. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really impressive colour tone here, because you've got that sort of feminine peach base tone, but then because of the gorgeous pearl essence, you get that champagne fizz. PAPO87 is the code you need. I didn't do anything to the price, I'm afraid. Honestly, I didn't. I'm having all kinds of accusations thrown at me. Basically, sales manager Scott just said, these were forgotten. They forgot to launch these. Do you want to take them on the Designer Inspiration Show? I'm not going to turn down genuine Keshi cultured pearls, am I? Really? Under £10, £9.95. The code you need is PAPO87. Limited availability on this strand. I see. Right, yeah. We're a bit suspicious about the price and whether it was set appropriately. Do you know what? That's just a benefit to you. Take advantage right now. It's a launch product, never been seen before, and I suspect it could be a question of here today, gone today. PAPO87, and as producer Pitt rightly says, snap them up right now before anyone realises what's happened. It's clearly been an error. It doesn't matter. Do you know what? Beautiful Keshi pearls. And if you've already got your P&P up and running on the morning show with Jenny and Sheila, or of course in the first half an hour of the Designer Inspiration Show, then add to your 1 P&P per day. Take advantage of that deal. If you paid your $2.95, this has to be considered. Add it to your order price, particularly if you do make jewellery to sell, because I can see these being a real profit maker. Gorgeous cultured Keshi pearls. And they're going to feed into so many different designs. Very feminine tone from your champagne top drilled Keshi pearls. And I think with pearls, they're sort of ever present, aren't they, in jewellery designs. Timeless elegance from your pearls. But I do think with the Keshi pearls you do get a slightly different dynamic because they're very organic in the way they've formed, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm going to have to leave this one with you. Congratulations if you have taken advantage of our impromptu pearl launch. I have got another strand, but we'll bring those later. Because right now we're going to go over and see Laura. She's going to give us some creative inspiration. I'm going to sneakily bring my coffee over. Is that naughty?
No, it's not.
Think I'll get away with it? I'll put it there. I'll hide it. Are you excited, Laura?
Yeah.
I'm really excited about today's show because when I originally found out I was doing the design inspiration show, I thought it was going to be all wire, but it's a bit of a fusion.
Yeah, a bit of a mix-up.
Yeah. So we've got some polymer clay.
We have, yeah. Got some clay, got some wire.
Is that what we're doing? We're doing polymer clay first?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Okay. So what have you been working on?
Well, what I wanted to actually do, the whole sort of idea behind it was to do a Lucy cuff, which I've done several times. And actually to just show how you can make it a little bit different by adding the polymer clay in as the centre part as opposed to filling it with wire and stones.
Beautiful.
And then I just had gone a little bit off tangent and just had a bit of a play with the glitter.
Don't tell me they've started naming the jewellery after her as well.
Well, that was
Lucy cuff.
That was on the very first DVD. So basically the reason it's called the Lucy cuff is because it was on the very first Wirework DVD that we filmed. And I gave Lucy the original cuff. And then everyone kept saying to me, I really like that cuff that Lucy's wearing.
Oh,
I really
it really
liked
is
it.
named after
so
her.
it actually got, I just named it Lucy cuff because I got fed up of people asking
What
me
can
for
we
the cuff
name
that
after
Lucy
me?
wore.
Can we come up with a
We'll
piece
make
of jewellery to
some-
name after me
Okay, I'll
today?
make something today and we'll call it the
Ed.
whatever we decide.
The Wirework hat, Pip suggested.
Oh, okay. Look, I've done your cufflinks. Come on.
Ed cufflinks. No, that's
No,
not.
that doesn't
That's not
have
pithy
a ring.
enough.
No.
So we're going to have a look at how to create this gorgeous design.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have a go. I'm going to show how to do the frame and how to do a whole cuff piece as well. And so, because I know that when we did the DVD, a lot of people did struggle with making the cuff itself.
Absolutely beautiful.
So, yeah, there were a couple of extra pieces, but
I love the colour combination.
Yeah,
It's very girly.
yeah.
So use your baby pinks and your gold together.
And you can control the tone of the gold as well with how much glitter you put in it. I will say everything will sparkle. You will sparkle. My house is sparkling. Glitter
Look good, feel good.
It gets everywhere.
Shall I give everybody an opportunity to add everything you need to create this design to your order? So we're going to start with your 1.25mm gold coloured wire. There you go, it's trying to get away already. There you go, so your gold coloured wire, you get 10 metres and it's 1.25mm, so that's going to be for the structural part.
Yeah.
And then we've got your 0.4mm in your baby pink. You're getting 100 metres of that, that's going to be for all the detailing.
Yes, that's right.
So you've taught me
getting
so
there,
well, Laura, you've taught me so
learning.
well. And on top of that, you also get your little pot of glitter.
Yeah.
So that's why everybody's going to sparkle.
Yeah, everybody, I mean, yeah. I think Pip's already sparkling because he dared to look at something.
And
It's
is
pearlized
this the
pearl.
pearlescent
Yeah.
one? Yes, the pearlescent polymer clay. So that's why you get that little shimmer
Yeah.
combined with the glitter.
Yeah.
I love it. So you've got your pearlescent polymer clay. You've got your golden coloured wire in your 1.25mm gauge, 100 metres of your 0.4mm baby pink wire, and you've got your little pot of golden glitter as well. Everything you need to create the Lucy cuff bracelet. Oh, we're going to see the price you would normally pay if you were to add all of these items to your order individually. Okay, so the code you need today is NKGC21. Normally, it would set you back £27.30, which already reflects the best value on the market for all of these items, but as part of our designer inspiration bundle, to make it easy and to make all of these items as accessible as possible, we're going to give you a little saving as part of a bundle. NKGC21 is available today for £22.95. So you're saving over £4 there. There you go. That sorts you out with your P&P, doesn't it?
Job done.
Job's a good one. And then you will be able to create this gorgeous Lucy cuff. It does sound like it should be a name for a piece of jewellery, though, I have to say. It does work,
It does
doesn't
work,
it?
yeah.
I love this little bit of detail, and presumably you could go in any direction you wanted to. You could even do like an initial or something.
Yeah,
on there
yeah,
if
you
wanted
could do
to.
anything you want. I mean, you could put the thicker wire and place it inside. You could have spirals on there. You can really have a play
you
about
can
with the design.
Be
yeah.
as experimental as you want. I suppose that's the beauty of
Yeah.
fusing two mediums together anyway.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. And like I say, I mean, the other pieces I did were just where I was just playing about with it, and I was just having a little play with the clay, what I had left over. Sort of did a little bit of dipping the clay in, and you know, and actually that's really sits really. I had it on the train earlier just to see how it
Such
sitted.
an elegant finish to that necklace.
Yeah,
It's gorgeous.
and it's all just done with a little bit of clay in the wire. So
are we going to learn how to create the Lucy cuff from start to finish? Okay,
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So one thing I will say, if you're going to use the glitter, do everything first.
I've just realised that you are literally coating it.
I am actually glittering everywhere. So make sure that
like
if you're
a hologram.
you won't see my carpet at the moment. My husband won't come up this morning. He sort of just went, the house is glittering. I'll deal with it tomorrow. So if you are, when you do add the glitter, do it at the very last minute when you've done everything else. Otherwise, everything will glitter.
Somebody told me a trick once for getting glitter off, and I can't remember what it is. So that's completely useless.
I know
thing
you
to
can
say.
put paper, if you put paper down and then pour the glitter on it, but the problem is until you glaze it, that glitter is still going to
stick to your
come
hands.
off, and so that's why everything's
Do you know what?
sparkly.
It's okay to be glittery for a
and
day.
it's nice.
Makes you feel like a princess.
It does. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start off with actually showing you the cuff.
Okay.
So I'm going to.
So this is the structural part of the piece.
Yeah. So I'm just going to swap back over to this so you can see it a bit better. Make sure I remove all my dangerous bits. You see, I've got children's toys in it.
Children's toys.
Children's, well, sort of.
A little like plastic pasta cutter or whatever.
This is so that my daughter can
roller.
get involved as well, because it cuts the clay and it keeps it nice and safe.
That's the best thing about polymer clay for
You
me.
recognise something like that?
Yes,
it's a really good
we've
blending
got the
tool.
workshop
He hasn't noticed it's missing yet.
In the living room in my house as well.
Yeah, he hasn't noticed it's gone yet, so we won't mention that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start off with the cuff, the frame itself. Now with this, you can basically make it however you want, whatever width and depth. So you could have a really big wide cuff, or you can have it quite sort of delicate.
Sort of more bangle-like.
Yeah, so it's completely up to you. Okay. So my general rule is I like there to sort of be about half an inch gap, because if you wear, say, a standard sort of bracelet is 7.5 inches, and that allows for you to be able to put a clasp on it to fit comfortably. So I would tend to go down to about a 7-inch cuff, so that it will have a nice little gap, and you can wrap it around your wrist and really get it to mould.
Of course, because you can mould it to the shape of your wrist, and wrists aren't actually cylindrical.
No, they are kind of like that.
Hard,
so, and it's really good because people get a bit nervous when they try it and they sort of put it on their, they just put it on like that, and they're too scared to kind of mould it.
To give it a good.
But it can take that. So the reason I chose 1.25 as opposed to the 1.5 is that you can still manipulate this and mould it, whereas 1.5 is a little bit harder to manipulate. So it might,
once it's set in a
it's one of those that you need quite minimal adjustment, but with this one it's got that maneuverability.
Bit of play,
1 mil is not really strong enough. It won't hold. It would need a clasp added,
right?
Because it hasn't got that strength to kind of hold it. Okay, so if you think, so you've got, let's say you're allowing a 7-inch size cuff, so you would want 7 inches plus another 7 inches, because you've got the top and the bottom.
Yep.
And then whatever depth you're going to go for, I normally go for about 1.5 inches, I think, but I just go by eye. And then you'll probably want about another sort of 2 inches either end. So you probably, if it was a 7-inch, it would be 9 inches, 9 inches, and then your extra 1.5 inch. If you want to measure. I don't measure, I just guess.
Oh, you're going down the Jamie route rather than the dealer route.
I never measure, but yeah, so I tend to go by eye. I do measure when I'm doing the woven sections, because I make sure that if I'm doing a 7-inch, then I can get my woven sections equal length on like a ruler.
Sure.
But I don't actually measure this part.
Okay.
That's mine.
This is the part about woven that scares me, because you're so like so free flowing with your wire. And
I thought about that the other day, whereas I just cut the wire without thinking. Sometimes you get people that are very
anal about.
Am I cutting it in the right place? Am I doing this right? It's like I don't even think about it.
That would be me.
Yeah.
I would have to have it all measured out and everything. But I suppose it's however you're comfortable working.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think it's what's natural to you. I find that I am actually quite good naturally at getting.
By eye, you can see it.
Yeah. Whereas if I have to measure it, I'm worse because I haven't got the patience.
Too much of a faff for you.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. The good thing about using the frame is it doesn't matter if it doesn't match the colour of your woven wire.
Okay.
Because if you see there, you wouldn't know that was a gold frame underneath there, because the way that we do the weave, it actually coils in effect around the whole of the frame. There's only one little thing at the very, very back on the spiral that shows that it's gold, and that's just where you have to leave a tiny little bit of wire before you coil, and that's there. But other than that, the whole piece itself you wouldn't know was a gold frame.
To be honest, I love the combination of the gold and the pink
gold and
together.
pink go lovely, but
oh, you're saying you could use any colour, even if you felt they were going to clash. You're only going to have
because you're not going to see it.
Half a centimetre.
Because 1.25 and 1.5 wires tend to only really come in like the anti-bronze, the copper, silver, and gold. They don't come in like the pinks and the turquoise. So don't think, oh, I've only got that colour, because it will completely cover it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from the reel. So I'm going to keep my wire on the reel, and just to stop it going a little bit springy and going everywhere, I'm just going to take off a workable length, and then I'm just going to put the wire back in the groove, and then that's just going to stop it going everywhere. So if I let that go, the only bit that's springing is the bit that I've taken off the reel. And what I'm going to do is start off with a hand coil. So I'm going to give myself a little tail. I'm just going to hold that, and I'm doing this on the frame. So this is the end of the frame. I'm just going to coil that wire around. Now, I've said this a couple of times, but make sure you're coiling the wire straight. So as long as I'm going straight like this, it will be fine. If you start going on an angle where you get a little bit carried away, when you scrunch it up, it will start to boing.
Oh,
so if you start doing this, and not really paying attention,
so you're better to
you're going to
spend
see
more time getting it straight.
Can you see the difference? Sorry about to say my hands are glitter and glue, and
yeah, you can see the way it's sort of bunching
you can see just there how it's bubbly there.
Yeah.
So that's because I've gone sort of like that.
At an angle.
So just keep it nice and straight. And you can, don't worry if it's got gaps, because you can do a section. I'll just show that. And then just scrunch it up, and then it goes into a nice coil. Okay, and what you want to do is coil a length that is going to be your width. So if I can just have that cuff, if I can just grab that cuff. What I'm doing now is we're creating this coil here.
Okay.
Okay, although we haven't created that part on the base wire yet, we're just doing the coil ready for it.
The wrap, right,
yeah.
Okay.
And if you'll notice, on this one here, the coil has gone along the width, but it's also just slightly gone around the corners to make it look smooth, and then we pick up the weave. So it has to be just slightly longer than the actual width that you're going to go for.
All right then.
If that makes sense.
And that just gives you that finish.
Yeah, it just makes it look more complete, as opposed to having a gap and you can see where things stop and start. I like things to try and look as continuous as they can.
Is that sort of a common feature of wire work, or is that just with this design?
I tend to try and do it as much as I can with my designs, just because every time you cut wire, you've then got to get rid of the ends, add wire back in, and it
provide another finish. If you like.
I want it to be as seamless as it can. So if you can do it all in one go, then do it all in one go.
That makes sense.
Okay, so I won't do a really wide cuff, but
now, while you're doing that little bit of wrapping, I'm just going to give people the opportunity to get some Polymer clay goodies, because the bundle you need to create the Lucy cuff is quickly selling out, and we want to give everybody the opportunity to get involved with sort of phase 2 of the cuff, if you like, by giving you all your Polymer clay items. So let's have a look at everything we're going to offer you. The bead baking rack, very, very useful implement, but I will say, when you get hold of this, make sure you remove the acrylic sheet in the bottom.
Yeah, because you don't want to bake that.
Yes, we did have a customer get in touch to say that they'd baked the acrylic sheet to the bottom of their baking tray. So you will get an acrylic sheet. In fact, I'll show you it quickly. Really, really useful item, particularly as you get so many of your little sort of skewers. This will allow you to suspend your polymer clay items. So if you've created round beads, for example, you can suspend them on this, and when they bake, they won't get that little flat bottom. They'll stay.
Yeah, they'll stay in a nice round shape, and they're good when you want to varnish them as well. Because then you can just varnish them and let them dry, and then they stay there.
Good thinking. Never thought of that. Here's the acrylic sheet. It's in the bottom of the baking tray. Perfect as a little rolling pin, actually.
It's really good for making your own sort of snakes. That sounds a bit wrong.
No, I know what you mean.
But, you know,
so that you can put them into
long sort of snake, and then you can
create your canes
Yeah.
and all that kind of thing. So very, very useful implement. Make sure you remove it from the bottom of your baking tray, and you do get lots of these little pins. Probably about 10, I think you get. Okay, so that's everything. You've also got your clay cutting blades. These are extremely sharp. You do get the little protective handle there, so you slide your blade into your protective handle. But as I say, these are like seriously
you don't want
sharp.
to cut with the wrong side
No,
up.
exactly. Make sure when you do press down that you're pressing down on the black side, otherwise it's going to go through your hand.
Yeah.
Very, very sharp. So those are your blades. You're also getting your extruder, probably every polymer clay artist's favourite tool.
Yeah.
Because you never know what you're going to get out the other side, basically.
But the good thing with the extruder is I've got a few little bits here where I was playing about with designs to go inside the Lucy cuff.
I see. So make some little swirls.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Gemma's done it before as well, where you create almost like as if it's wire then, so you can create like your own little snake effect and manipulate it that same way. That's got like a setting in it, one of the little, this one here, and it's like lots of little spaghetti.
Like a Play-Doh fun factory
but
thing.
you hair sort of thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
But you could use that, and then you've got your ready-made consistent
got all the
shape swirls, and then you
yes.
could just use that to create that kind of swirl effect.
You actually get 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
20 different settings. So you've got, for example, your 3-leaf clover, your little dash, your triangle, your square, your little teardrop, as well as your sort of multiple, sort of like a little sieve as well, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? That's the one Laura's talking about, creating those little swirls. So you've got your extruder as part of this bundle as well. Wow, getting lots of polymer goodies here. You've got your heat mat. Great for jewel enamel, resin, and of course, I imagine, because it's pretty non-stick, create your polymer clay items, and you can even dry them on this, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Leave them to dry on this item once they come out the
I
oven.
think Natalia uses it for her silver
Silver
clay as
clay,
well.
she does, yes.
Pops into the class, and she's had several pieces drying on little. I think she cuts it up into smaller pieces because you can, because it's so large, you can cut little corners off, and you can use them. Yeah.
There you go. So it's a very, very useful item for basically all of these kind of crafts and disciplines that we're looking at today. So we've got your heat mat, 4 blocks of your Sculpey clay, including your lime green, beautiful fuchsia colour, your pearlescent, and your sort of turquoisey blue tone. And these are all from the accent range. That means that they've got the little glitter that runs through them. Is that right?
Some of them are different. They do tell you down the side what they are, because some of them are translucent, some of them have got glitter in them.
Right, so these two are your pearl
Yeah.
essence ones, your white and your magenta, and then you've got
It
your
should tell you on the
translucent blue and bright green pearl as well there. So those are great colours, and because you've got the white with them, it's, you know, the possibilities are endless because you can mix them all up together. Once you get them all going through your extruder as well, you create some fantastic is it canes? Is that what they reverse them as, or is that something different?
Kind of. I mean, if you look at the cover of the DVD there, that design is really, really easy to, you know, basically you just get lots of little circles and you just
and
put
that's
it in
actually
there.
Created using scraps.
Yeah,
that
and
design.
it's just so effective. And if you can imagine the colour range that you would get with those 4 colours, would just look really cool.
I know all about this DVD, this extruded DVD, because I've watched it so many times. Just because the host is so handsome. Look at him.
Oh, that was a bit weird there.
Look at him there. Who's that son of a gun? So you're also getting the extruded DVD. I have to say, it's one of the most fun DVDs I've actually taken part in making. I learned so much on
I have
the day.
got it. I've got it at
You've
home.
got
I
this
haven't
as
had a chance to watch it yet, but no, I've got it because I just love. That's the design
There you
I was
go. That's the
talking
design
about.
for the pendant, and all different bits of scrap clay that went through the extruder to create these different designs. That's amazing.
Oh, I love that.
That's
I
incredible.
need to go home and watch this now.
Now that you know who the host is,
Of course,
Nothing to
that's
do
what swung it for me. See, Go home and sit an hour of Ed and
I
Debbie.
understand. I'm only messing around. It's all about the incredible inspiration that you get from our DVDs. We've got a huge range available now. This is your extruder one that comes with 4 packs of clay, your cutting blades, your baking tray, your extruder itself, and the heat mats. There's everything you're going to get. We're going to have a look at the price you should be paying for all of these items individually. $52.55, which once again represents the best value on the market for these items. The code you need is ZJGC35 as part of our designer inspiration show. Because we put this together as a money saving bundle, we're about to give you an exclusive price reduction, and here it comes. You're joking me. Sorry, that's a genuine reaction because I just heard we're going to do a half price deal.
Wow.
$26.27, literally half price deal.
And the thing is, even if you have already got this, some of these things, I mean, I've actually got 2 of the baking trays.
Yeah.
I've got 2 of the blades. I've got 2 of the extruders.
Well,
I actually do
Denny
have
says
double
she's
of
been
everything.
through about 20 extruders, so there you go. It just goes to show you that it's very, very useful to stock up on these items, particularly when you're getting them at that kind of price. £26.27, a half price deal today for all of your essential polymer clay items, and of course your tutorial DVD, your heat mat, and 4 blocks of your clay. Very, very versatile colour tones, but now that you've got your extruder, you can mix them all up and create different colour tones anyway.
You can kind of blend them. You can do skinner blends with them, and then
course.
you'd get a really nice array of colours.
Because if you mix the sort of pearl with the magenta, for example, you're going to get more
A real
of
soft
a
kind of
baby
pink,
in
yeah.
fact. So that might work on top of the pink wire you
I
just
mean,
got hold of.
I did a pendant a couple of shows ago where I literally only had the pearl and a blue, and I managed to get sort of about 4 different shades out of it because you just use 1 of each on your own, you mix 2 together, you skinner blend it, and all of a sudden that's just using 2. So
There you go. So now once you've got 4,
Yeah.
the sort of possibilities are endless, if you like. So there you go, everything you could possibly want as far as polymer clay goes in one half price bundle. Congratulations to everybody coming through on the phone lines. Julie, Richard, Eliza, Helen, Pat, Kiria, Deborah, Lorraine, Michelle, Cynthia. Lots of people taking advantage of this deal. Now, I'm not surprised. That is incredible. If you see everything you're going to get, and it's nice when you get a big package of items
it's
that arrive to
exciting,
your
isn't it?
door
I
as
feel
well,
like it's
isn't it?
Christmas.
Particularly when you're making this kind of saving. So you're saving yourself over £20 on a half price deal with your blades, your extruder, your baking tray, your DVD, your heat mat, and 4 blocks of the most popular polymer clay. Okay, we'll leave that one on screen. If you want to take advantage of that, the code is ZJGC35. And if you do want to get hold of the bundle that you'll need for the wires to make the Lucy Cut bracelet, you can see details at the bottom of the screen. It's NKGC21.
Give me glasses.
I'm definitely going for an eye test very, very soon. But we'll continue with the demonstration. Sorry to interrupt you,
No,
Laura.
you're all right. That's fine. Okay, so what I've done is I've just coiled a little section there. And before I move it down to the middle of the what I'm going to call the base wire, I'm just going to snip off the little tail because I actually don't need that now. Okay, so all I've got, but I've still got my wire on the reel itself, so I haven't actually taken that wire off. Now what I'm going to do is just bring the wires just roughly together in a bit of a loop. It's going to give me a rough idea of where the centre is. Take your flat nose pliers, and I'm just going to bend, just holding the wire in place, and I've just used my hand to bend it to get a nice sharp bend.
Sort of 90-degree angle almost, yeah.
And then this is where I can decide how wide I want my cuff to be.
Okay.
I tend to do them about that sort of. And then again, I've just bent that wire, so it's now looking a bit like this. So if I lay it down, it's looking like this. So if I just tweak them out, so it's going to look, ooh, swimming. So it's looking a bit like this.
But it's starting to take shape
Yeah,
now.
it's starting
You
to
can
take shape.
see
I mean,
the shape.
I know that that's going to be too long, but it's better to keep it a little bit too long.
Of course, yeah, you can't really add wire on
No,
once you start.
not with the framework.
Too much rather than too little.
So what I'm going to do now is I am literally just going to slide that coil, whoops, and it will just slide, and you can just position that.
Fantastic.
So you've got a nice.
I was actually thinking when you were doing your bends, I was thinking, isn't the
Yeah.
the coil going to
But
be
it
in the
just
wrong
goes
place,
on there
but it just
really
slides
nicely,
down
yeah,
really
no
easily.
problem.
Yeah, brilliant.
So you've got that just like that, and that's that first part done then. So I just show you it just like that. You can see these bits are about equal. If you're happy with the position of it. And then we're going to just start filling in the weave, which is going to be this bit here. The weave itself is quite easy. It's one that I do a lot, and I feel like I'm always saying the same thing, but it's to show how you can use it in different ways.
Sure.
But what a lot of people struggle with these cuffs are the frames and getting them to stay the same width.
Yes.
Because when you start to do the weave, naturally it's going to pull the wires in
together, yes.
and so it's always tricky to get it to stay the same width, and because we leave a gap in the middle, you then have to pick your weave up here, so it's still a little bit tricky because you've still got to maintain.
There's a lot to consider while you're doing this part of the design.
It's actually quite simple, but it's just the little tricks of getting this to stay as it is. So first of all, the gauge of the wire is essential. So you've got your 1.5, so it's going to be harder to pull it in. If you're using a 1 mil, it's going to pull in.
So this is the 1.25.
Yeah, this is the 1.25,
yes.
which is why we went for this gauge for that exact reason.
Right, I see.
Because straight away that's going to help with resisting being pulled in so much.
Okay, brilliant. So if you use the 1, it would just...
yeah, the 1, apart from the fact that it's not quite as sturdy as it should be, it will be it will pull in a little bit easier.
Yes.
So it's a little bit trickier to make it stay exactly where it is. I mean, some people use masking tape, but I don't use that because I like
to be free flowing.
So what you'll see is I keep just straightening the wire. I want this wire as straight as I can. Now you can use your straighteners if you have straighteners, which are quite essential. I just want to get out any little kinks and get it as straight. And this is also slightly hardening it as well. Okay. And what you can also do, so you can see that's quite nice and straight now.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So what you can also do is hammer it lightly. You don't want to hammer it to flatten it, but you could hammer it lightly just to give it a bit more strength as well. Do that before you, or you could do that. You don't need to worry about that. Just hammer these bits here. Sure. They're the bit that are going to be
taking shape, yes.
So to do the weave itself, I've still got my wire on the reel. It's giving me a little bit of a fight, but that's okay. It's a little bit springed out a little bit. It didn't like being moved.
Temperamental wire.
It is. Pink wire is a little bit temperamental. It likes to be a bit of a diva, I think.
It's the girly wire.
It is. It's fine. You can just take that time and it will you can untangle it. I'm not going to worry because I'm only going to show you a little bit. Yeah. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim to get most of this cuff done. Okay. Keeping that wire on the reel. Sure. What I will also do is show you how you can add in should your wire snap. Okay. Does happen. Or you don't like working from the reel and you've cut it. Or
what is the
reason.
benefit of leaving it on the reel?
That continuousness.
Yep.
I think that's a word. And it's controllable because if you've got a really long length of wire, you've got this length of wire sort of going around everywhere, whereas you're sat here like this.
I do actually, yeah, I would prefer to leave it on the reel because I've said to you before, that's the part that sort of intimidates me. You come in my class, don't you?
And we're all sat
and
there
just
with wire
everywhere. It looks scary.
But if you keep it like this, then it's fine because
it's a bit more manageable.
Yeah, I mean, it's here, it's not doing any harm. It will sometimes tangle like this. It has gotten itself in a bit of a tiz, but that's because I've not been taking care with it. Okay. If I was doing this, I'd make sure it's wrapped nicely, hooked in that little groove, and keep it there, and then just unravel it as you need to.
If you're at home, you haven't got the idea of being on live TV to consider, so that'll make it a little bit easier.
You've got that time and your comfort.
Of course.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got my wire here still on the reel, and I'm just going to bring it down. Now, the wire is facing the back, so this is facing me, so the wire's at the back. It's going to come through the middle, and now I'm going to bring it over this bottom wire. Just once, wrap it. And what you'll notice I'm doing is, and if you can see that, I'm using my finger to really scoot that wire nice and close to that coil. I'm going to bring it back around again, and again I'm going to just scoot it really close with my finger, and then bring it up to the top. Now what I tend to do, as a habit, is I naturally rotate the frame. So if you see that was the bottom, I naturally rotate it so that the wire's back at the bottom. So the frame's doing the work? Yeah, because it just makes it a bit easier. Now what you'll notice is I'm holding this frame. I've got my hands, I'm holding this side, I'm holding this side. That helps with the tension of this. It stops it going
so it's not so springy sort of thing. Yeah.
And another little trick, when you start building the weave up, is to very gently, and it's so subtle you probably can't even really see it, it's very gently pull the wire up. See how it's just slightly going up and slightly going down?
Yeah.
And so that means that when it does slightly pull in, it will pull level.
It'll actually pull to where you want it.
Yeah, so if you just make sure that whatever bit you're weaving, just keep doing that, it will actually keep it level as you go along.
Okay.
So I'm just...
And if once you've hammered it, would it hold that shape even
It would,
better?
yeah. I mean, because it's such a sturdy wire, it can take... I mean, I'm not doing a lot of manipulation to it. I'm just gently pulling it up a little bit, and that just helps it to stay at one level.
Okay.
I mean, I've done a lot of these, and it's lots of trial and errors. I've changed them quite a lot since when I first started doing them.
Right.
You know, I used to do the frame the same, but I used to do a lot of sections of coils, and you know, it takes a lot of sort of
gone
trial
through
and
an
error.
evolutionary process.
Yeah,
for
so I
this
found
design.
the easiest way.
Okay, brilliant.
So I've gone round again. So if I don't rotate it, just make it nice and easy. Round once, and again, using my finger, really scoot it up. Bring it back around again, scoot it up. Bring the wire up to the top. Bring it around the wire. Wrap it once. Bring it round again. Oops, it's having a bit of a fight with a... Sorry, there's a random pin. Bringing it back around and through the middle. You can see that? I'll do it like that. That's it. So it's back through, so it's facing me again. And it's going to go around that bottom wire once, and then back around. It's now through the middle and over to the other side. And it is literally that simple. The weave itself is very simple. Now what I want to show you is just the little tricks.
Okay.
So if you can see here, I'm holding the weave. If you see how I'm holding it, I've got my thumb over the actual woven section. I've got my fingers supporting the frame.
Mm-hmm.
And as I do this one, I'll move my hands up. I've got my finger underneath the frame I'm about to wrap.
Yep.
If it scoots along, don't worry about that. I'm going to just cut it because it's having a bit of a moment. There we go. And sometimes you do have to do that. Sometimes if your wire gets itself in a tiz, you have to cut it. And then that's why I want to show you how you can add the wire in.
Okay.
So you can see, and again, now I'm just taking that time to just gently pull it out. And like I said, I tend to rotate it. So I just find it, for me, it's a natural thing that I do. But I'm just supporting the whole frame. And I just, my weaving wire tends to stay in the same place then.
Got you.
And the frame goes around. And you're just every time really pushing your finger to make sure it sits nicely. Now what will happen is, if you can see there, I don't know if you can do a close-up, but there's a tiny little bobble. You can just about see it.
Yes.
Okay, that's where, if I pull the weave out a little bit, it's just not sat properly. Now I can see what should happen with the weave is it should go into little, see how it goes into little pairs at the bottom. I just separate them. See how it's in little pairs? Just that's where you've gone round once and then back round to bring it back up. So it's in little pairs. Now when I try and pull the top bit out, I've kind of, it's got itself in a bit.
Up,
yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So that's easy enough to do. If you can see that and catch it,
Yep.
undo it quickly, because that took 2 seconds to undo.
Yeah.
Straighten it with your fingers or your pliers. Pop it back, and then, oh, and another little tip is just bend these out like this. Can't see what I've just done, you'll see in a minute. And then pop it back.
When you say about the pliers, would it be the nylon?
Yeah, the nylon pliers,
Yes.
just to straighten out, because sometimes what will happen is if this wire gets a little bit, if I was to undo this, and it gets this in it, you can see that.
Yes, I see the little kink, yes.
Yeah, so even if, you see that? That's it there. So even if I just run my fingers across, you can still see it's wavy.
Yes.
If I was to do the weave,
You'd see that kink,
you'd see
would
that
you?
kink. Can
Yes,
you see that? So it would,
absolutely, yeah.
anything like that does notice. So take that time to just run the pliers over as much as you can.
It's all about the finish, isn't it?
Yeah, really. It's just, like I said, the weave itself is quite simple. The cuff itself is quite simple. It's the little things like that.
Yeah.
So, and again, then I've straightened that out. And then if you can see here, can you see I've just kicked out the ends of my wires? That's just to make it a bit easier for me to, if I lay it down, you can
There
see
we go,
there.
yeah.
Okay, that just makes it easier for me when I'm doing this. They're not
because
going to
it
go
sort
like
of forms
that.
a like funnel for,
Yeah.
for the wire to
Gives me a
slide
nice
into.
open,
Yes,
yeah, so I
that's
can
good.
weave quite openly. So you can see I've just undone that. Now I can just pick it back up and continue. So by checking those little things, that's now looking neater. If I hadn't have done that, that would have noticed.
You would have been able to see that, yeah.
So this is one that you do need to take your time doing, and catch it and undo it as you're going along.
I will just say that later in the show we will give everybody an opportunity to get hold of your nylon grip pliers, so don't panic, you will get the opportunity to add those to your order, and I will tell you they're going under £5. It's going to be an added to your order price for what is an essential tool really for most wire workers. You would say that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I've always got them with me. So you just keep going like that. Now what I'm going to show you is how to finish and add new wire in. So if your wire is going to snap, or if you need to cut it to detangle it, make sure you've got it at a point that you'll be able to do a decent wrap. So you don't want it to be ending here as such.
Yeah, you want to get to the end.
Yeah, you want to get to the end, so you know exactly where it is. And I'm just going to do this one little wrap as if I was going to do a complete wrap. So it's gone round once and then back around again.
Okay.
Then just going to snip that, and whenever I cut wire, I'm going to cut it to the front. Okay. When you add the wire, go the other side to what you added, and then just wrap it around once, holding a little tail, wrap it around once, and then just continue your weave. And because you've ended that bit there,
you've sort of tied that
yeah,
off
it
properly.
levels out.
Yeah.
And then you would just continue. So when you want to do your clay bit, what you want to do is leave yourself a gap, and then so you bring your wire across, leave yourself a tail.
They're all very excited about your clay expertise in the gallery.
Really?
Yeah, Pip's just celebrated. He really wants to see how you.
Yeah, I'm on it. Don't worry. So that's one that I sort of prepped a little bit earlier. So what I did on this one was I did a little bit of a wire frame, just a squiggle.
Yes.
And then I've just bound that in loosely with the tail end of this weave. And when I do this section, I'll just leave the tail and bind that part in.
I love how you make this look so easy though.
And that's just done with the 1.25 wire as well.
Okay.
So I'm just going to quickly do a little bit of the clay, and it's nice and easy.
Okay. And so
Swap
because
in.
that you've given that a little bit of texture, if you like, that's what the polymer clay is going to hold to, is
it makes it look a little bit more like metal. You know, you could have it nice and smooth. If you want it nice and smooth, then don't put that section in and just wrap a piece of clay and wrap it over the back, and you'll have it really nice and smooth. But if you want it to look a little bit like it's a piece of, like, got a bit of texture to it, then pop this in. And again, the clay, sorry, what I've done, if you can just see, I don't know if I can profile it, is I've just, on some of the spirals, lifted them up slightly.
See that, yeah.
Can you just see? It's just slightly raised, and they will sit inside the clay. Okay, so I'll just pop that down. So, using the clay. Okay, so again, using your blade, make sure you've got the right. So this is a little tip that Debbie taught me, well, she probably taught everybody, is how
the world's leading expert in polymer clay.
Is how to condition the clay. I'm not going to do it really in depth, but this is just, oh, where's my roller? Can we see a little roller anywhere?
I can actually.
Okay, that's not a good start, but that's okay. Oh, there it is. It's the problem with clear
because
rollers and a clear.
Yeah, the transparency.
So all I've done is I've just cut it up into 3 slices, and I've stuck them together, and I'm just rolling them to kind of make it one piece. And this just helps when you put it through the roller, because then it won't make the rollers go offset if you try to
I love these
put it
clay
through.
rollers,
Yeah, it's brilliant.
They're unbelievable value. You know, I'm very into cooking from scratch.
Ooh, making your own pasta.
Make my own pasta, but I looked for months and months for a clay roller. The cheapest one I can find was $39.99.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And then I bought one from here when we did a price reduction one day, and I got it for less than £10.
I've got 2, because that's why I've got 2 of the bead trays, because there was a deal on here one day for one of these and the bead tray, and I just had to get it. So I've just put it through a couple of times, and then you can take the time to reduce it down and condition it. I mean, it's okay as it is. It's got some flexibility. Yeah. The good thing about the pearl is it seems to be softer than some of the other clays. I don't know why, but it is.
But that makes it easier to work with.
Yes, definitely. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just place my sort of cuff there, so I can get an idea of the width. And then
just move it slightly up on the tray so we can make sure everybody can just see that.
Sorry.
There we go.
There we go. And what you want to do is just cut what will be your front and your back, really. So I'm just going to, I mean, you take more time than I am, but I'm just going to gently push that, and that's how you can see the texture of the swirls coming out from underneath it.
Fantastic.
Turn it over, and then you would have taken time for it to actually be equal pieces. But what you want to do is almost seal the ends together. So if I just show you, I've just pressing them with my finger and just making sure you seal that end together. Okay, and you can see you start to get a bit of texture through. Now that would have been woven.
Yes.
So that would just, you can just mould it around and.
I love that. It almost looks like little seashells or
Yeah.
something, doesn't it? It has really organic
You
feel
could have
to it.
just that if you wanted. You can actually have some of the wire coming through, so you can
that's
just
nice, yeah.
wear it
That
away.
has a sort of vintage feel to it then, doesn't
Yeah,
it, in my
just
opinion?
rubbing it away a little bit.
I like that.
Look at this. So you can add wire, you can do whatever you want really. It's quite a nice versatile. But like I said, if you didn't want that kind of texture in the middle, just don't put any centerpiece in, and just put the wire over and seal it over. Just make sure it's nice and thick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got you, yeah.
Now a little tip that I've learned, whenever I do my cuffs, I have them flat like this.
Okay.
Then I form them. So what I did with that one was I baked it flat.
Right.
What I should have done was formed it into the cuff, then baked it, because that would have given this a little bit more curve. That's why it's a little bit
I see
more
what you're saying. So instead
square.
of it sort of squaring up, it would have curved, taken on the curve of the
So if I'd
bangle
have done
or the
it
cuff.
like this and formed the shape of the cuff, it would have.
And of course, the polymer clay at that
Would
stage
have,
is
'cause you
very
can
easy to
manipulate
mould.
it.
Yes, I've
So
got
you can see there how it would
Top
have sat
tip.
down, because that actually was what this one originally was. This
you.
was actually originally the first part, but again, I didn't. It's trial and error. So what I found
Exactly,
was,
yeah.
I only just printed it on the front. I didn't put it on the back.
Got you.
So I found actually I didn't feel it was secure enough, and it was a little bit raised. So you know, I'm telling you this so you don't do the same as I did.
okay.
But I still like that piece. I could still.
I was going to say,
know,
you could technically, you could wire wrap that
could
onto
wire
something,
wrap that
couldn't
onto
you?
something.
Yeah.
You could drill it because we've got a Dremel,
Oh, cool.
and then you can still
Pendant.
make it into a pendant or a cuff on
Yeah.
its own. So there are lots of things, and this is what I was saying. And this
Don't
one,
throw anything away.
Yeah,
Once
don't
you've
throw it away.
created something, make
you can
sure
still do things with
you
it.
work it into your jewellery.
And this one, I just show you quickly how I
Yeah.
did this.
Actually, it'd make a really nice brooch as
Yeah,
well, wouldn't it?
yeah, that's a
You've
good
got
idea. I
brooch
could- yeah.
pins, yeah.
This is what I was saying about the snake effect. So
Okay.
what I did was, you know, you've got that acrylic roller in BD.
Yes, yeah, in the baking tray.
So
Yes.
you can make the snake. So my idea, well, I mean, like I say, my idea, you know, it's just to sort of give it that squiggle effect.
Yeah, that's a bit of texture.
You know, and you can, but if I'd have been bothered to go up, and it was literally, I just couldn't be bothered to go up into my den and try and find my extruder, one of them.
You could have just pushed
I could
it
have
through
just put it through the
but
extruder.
If you can't
But if you,
be
yeah.
bothered to dig it out, then you can create a sausage.
Problem
shape
is, I've got a very clay obsessed daughter, so I tend to try to not get hardly any evidence of the fact that I've got clay out, because
You know what? It's a fantastic
it's a family.
discipline for getting the kids involved.
it
And
really
I was
is.
talking recently about this and the idea of, you know, some children aren't sort of academic. They prefer to express themselves in a more artistic or creative way.
Yeah.
Polymer clay, absolutely perfect way to get them started with jewellery making, particularly if you want to get them involved with using glitters, because little
gonna-
girls
yeah.
in particular love glitter, don't they? Anything that sparkles
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to get all the princesses involved. But actually, you can see from Laura's finished piece the way it enhances these gorgeous designs, particularly the fusion designs with the polymer clay.
Have
and
I still a bit of the
brings it all
pink?
together. Yes, I'll let you steal the pink.
Let
So
me steal the
here
pink.
you're going to get your fuchsia fiesta, it's called, not just any old pink.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
actually, it is pretty gorgeous, isn't
So
it?
you have a look at how much I've got left. I mean, bear in mind that half of this is over my floor, half of it's over me, and the other half is over pretty much everything I could
You've touched
cover
in the last
with it.
48
Yeah, you
hours.
know, I've really dipped everything, really covered it, and that's still,
It's still pretty full.
yeah.
Well, we're going to give you the opportunity to own 5 pots of glitter here as part of your Mardi Gras glitter pack. So you've got your hot pink, which we've just passed over to Laura to work with. We've got your blue shimmer, your green gold, so there's little flecks of gold in the green one. You've got your orange zest and your fuchsia fiesta, your orange zest, your hot pink. Oh, because there's 2 different pink tones. So basically, we're looking at a hot pink and a sort of coral colour, if you like, as well. So this is 5 packs of your glitter. You get 15 grams in total, And Laura's just been describing exactly how far it's going to go. The code is EZIC95, and here comes your price. $12.95. That's all you're going to pay for these 5 tubs of glitter. And you can see the quality and the colour tones that you're getting. I'm going to open up this one. Wow. It's almost like a sort of neon appetite. Like
the thing is, that's fab for a mix of different, you know, if you've got a boy and a girl, you know, because I bought one of your glitter bundles a couple of weeks ago, and I said to you, didn't I, I've started making little characters of certain...
I saw them on Facebook, I mentioned it on air.
Yeah, my little characters, and I mean, those are perfect for adding that accents to the cloaks and things like that.
So
if
you're creating little polymer characters, the glitter's going to really...
And you've got the blue for the boys,
bring them to life.
the girls.
Yeah, you can have the blue and the green. There you go.
Yep, there you go.
Split them down the middle.
Job done. And I've got one here, don't forget I've got this one.
You can keep that one for yourself, though. That's the girly one.
I thought you was letting me have it. Yeah, no. Right.
I don't care. You can have whatever you want out of here, Laura.
So I'm going to show you just how I created the snakes, which is just done like this. And again, like I said, if you've got the extruder, then you can use that. But all you do is just literally dip it.
Ah, it just sticks to your unbaked polymer.
Hence, this is now why we start getting absolutely covered in glitter. So you just...
I remember one day in the office, they decided to have a glitter fight. Eleanor Barker and sales manager Scott. Those were the 2 victims.
Oh.
And I wasn't in that day. When I get in the next day, I was like, absolutely. I'd been sat at my desk for about 2 minutes. Everything I was wearing was covered in glitter. Yep. But you know what? It's quite fun. It comes off in the wash.
It will eventually come off.
It's not a big deal.
So you can see there, I've just dipped that. And you could take that time, you can maybe pour some into a pot and really cover it.
But actually, I quite like the
covering
that you've got there. Yeah.
And then you can just place it and spiral it. And like you said, you could do a little love heart if you wanted. Gorgeous. Should we do a heart?
Yeah, let's go for it.
I'm just forming that around. There you go. There we have a little heart.
Little heart with a little glitter finish.
With a bit of a glitter finish. And you can still add, you know, you could add more to that. But what I wanted to show you was the bead as well, quickly, like that I made for like the cufflinks and stuff.
Yes. Oh, I like these.
Yeah, I just thought they were cute.
They're gorgeous.
And so all you do is just take your sort of round bead, pop it in a piece of wire onto it. You wouldn't guess that was like the white pearl, would you, underneath it?
Definitely not. It really does look
really
like
coated.
It's sort of gold polymer clay.
I was thinking, you know, a lot of the women are wearing the cufflinks at the moment, so you've got that sort of unisex.
Power dressing.
Yeah, power dress, bit of glitter. So all you do is take your bead, pop it onto a bit of the wire, and just literally really cover it. And you can do this a couple of times. And obviously, in that other pack that you had, the starter pack, you had that lovely pinky coloured clay, didn't you?
Yes.
So that would really pick up this glitter.
Really? So even with the pinky colour?
Because you'd have that underneath it, so it would give a real pinky base.
Of course, yeah.
And then, so you just do that, and then just turn it over. Don't worry, because it will all get hidden, and really give it a good coating. And then it's got a real sort of glitter ball effect about it.
Absolutely beautiful. That looks amazing.
And then you just shape it however you want to shape it. Ooh.
I've got another glitter offer now.
Oh, that's
this time 4 glitters. You've got your purple tone, your magenta, your electric blue, and your green. All 15-gram jars.
Wow.
And then you've got your colourful thoughts, little flakes. So that's a perfect addition as well, isn't it? If you want that real metallic glittery feel that we were talking about, they're perfect. And you've got your copper and your red gold tone and your silver here. So you've got, these are your gilding flakes. There you go, everything you could possibly want. And these will work with so many different disciplines, whether it be polymer clay or your jewel enamel, your resin. So many different creative outlets for your finishing touches item. So the code you need is PIGC04. We'll have a look at the price you would normally pay if you were to add these items to your order individually. It'd be $22.65. But today we have got an exclusive price reduction only because of our designer inspiration show, and we're taking them down to $16.95. Another huge saving. We're giving people £5 savings, £4 savings all over the place.
It will last you for so long as well. It really will. I mean,
Oh,
used
these.
tons of them, and I've still got tons left.
I'm not going to open them actually, because when you open them, they just go exploding. There's so many of the flakes inside. You're exactly right. In fact, a little trick for you is, I think it was one of the experts told me, open it on top of newspaper. Yeah, that way you can literally just
don't
slide
cough,
it back in.
don't sneeze or anything near it, because it will just go boom. Yeah.
So you get loads and loads of flakes there. Your red and gold, sort of autumnal-like colours there.
This really fiery kind of colours, and they go really beautifully if you just add them to plain black, because you've got that lovely neutral back. Yeah, and they really seem to shine against it.
Ah, that's another top tip. And then you've got your metallic shimmers from your copper and your silver flakes. Don't forget, you are getting 4 pots of glitter as part of this deal as well. The lime green, the electric blue, the magenta, and the purple there. And we're going to show you everything you get. There you go. 4 pots of glitter and your 3 pots of your gilding flakes for $16.95, offering you a saving of over £5. Absolute steal of a deal. The code you need is PIGC04. Unbelievable. I'm seeing some suspicious items that have just been delivered to the studio. Have you seen what's just happened?
I did have a little spy.
While that image was on screen, something happened on the presenter list. Something rather exciting, in fact. Have a look. Have a look. Get over there, Ben. Have a look. Ben will try and show you the exciting item that's just been delivered. Can you see? There you go. You can see what he's doing. Just been delivered to the studio.
Oh, cool.
Exciting times.
Yep.
So we are going to go to a quick break just shortly. When we return, I'll probably be able to give you the chance to own those nylon cookie cutters. Right now, you can add your finishing touches to your order for just $16.95. Normally would cost you over £22, so it's an absolute steal of a deal once again.
But
Unbelievable.
Like I say, just have fun with it. That's the thing. And like you say, if you do something and you're not happy, just put it aside.
Put it aside. You'll find another use for it, like your...
I'm going to put little head pins in that, so it look like little studs.
Yes.
And then you could have that as a nice pendant or something.
I was talking about this last night, the fact that all our head pins have the little ball on them. They become a feature in your designs.
So you could use that, or you could have some of the hearts, you know. So you can, don't ever, even if it stays in your box for ages, you could look at it and think, oh, actually, and then expand on that idea again and do it again a different way.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your demonstration, Laura. As I said, we're going to get to a quick break. When we return, the chance to own your nylon cookie cutters.
Join guest designers Debbie Bulford and Rachel Norris to explore the endless possibilities of combining polymer clay and wirework. This DVD guides you through a variety of projects and will give you the inspiration you need to create your own designs. Advance your jewellery making and fuse your talents together with this amazing DVD. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
When you place your first order with us, you will receive a free booklet and DVD full of handy hints, tips and tutorials to help you get started with your new Jewellery Maker hobby.
If you miss a Jewellery Maker show, then simply go to our YouTube page where you'll be able to find hours of Jewellery Maker footage. Search by show, date or type. Alternatively, search by guest designer by using our playlist page. You can also find hours of tutorials with handy hints and tips to give you inspiration. Our YouTube page is updated on a daily basis, so you can access any show at any time. Stay in touch with Jewellery Maker.
Jewellery Maker ships to the following countries. We offer 2 delivery services, standard and premium. So wherever you are in the world, Jewellery Maker are never far away.
You can now keep in touch by liking Jewellery Maker UK on Facebook. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Welcome back to the Designer Inspiration Show here on Jewellery Maker. My name's Ed. If you don't usually watch the Miss It Miss Out show, that's my usual slot from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. So if you're thinking, wow, who's this handsome guy that I get to enjoy my lunch with? My name's Ed. I don't think anybody's thinking that, are they? But anyway, don't worry about who's standing behind this desk, because from 1 till 5 every day, it's all about the designer inspiration. Today we are joined by the gorgeous Laura Binding. She's already given us a fantastic demonstration and showed us how to create the very popular Lucy cuff. I'll tell you what, by 5 p.m. tonight, I want to have a piece of jewellery named after me. That's my aim. Now, just before we went to the break, we did see this exciting arrival. Now, we offered you one opportunity to own your cookie cutters at around about 1:30, just before I took over from Jenny, and we thought that was it. It sold out. We didn't realise there was any more. Sales manager Scott has come through for us today. He's given us a second opportunity to bring you cookie cutters. Oh, why can't I say that? Cookie cutters. I'm such a fan of alliteration as well. Now the Fat Daddy-O cookie cutters, the nylon cutters, are going to come up in just a couple of seconds, but before I do that, I have to give you a quick heads up on some of the exciting opportunities coming up later in the show. Have a look at this. Beautiful example of kyanite. Now we're going to bring this to you in the final hour of the show. Absolutely beautiful royal blue tones, cashmere blue colours as well. One of the most difficult gemstones on the planet to get hold of. I will tell you more about this gemstone later in the show when we bring it to you, but I'm just really excited that we've got such a fantastic example of kyanite coming up. On top of that, some of the rarest gemstones on the planet and some of the most popular gemstones that we sell here at Jewellery Maker. For example, strand of beautiful rubies. How about, while we're talking about the rarity of gemstones, we've just been talking about kyanite and how difficult it is to get hold of because of the environment in which we mine for it. Well, while we're talking about that, have a look at this. The opportunity to own chrome dioxide coming up later in the show as well. Look at those beautiful vivacious green tones coming through from your chrome dioxide. That's coming up probably in the next 30 minutes or so. So the opportunity to own chrome dioxide will be coming up before 3 p.m. What else have we got? So many. Oh, look at this. I've got to show you this because I think I actually launched this the other night and we've got the remaining stock available on the Designer Inspiration Show. So if you missed the launch of this on the Miss It Miss Out show, a second bite of the cherry from the Designer Inspiration Show. This is your blue coated labradorite. Absolutely fantastic. Again, coming up in the next 60 minutes or so. So lots of exciting opportunities, but without further ado, it's time I gave you the opportunity to own your Fat Daddy-O nylon cutters. So let's have a look. We've got your teardrops, your, what would we call these? I'll go for like an eye shape. These look like lips. These are, do you reckon? Sort of like a lip shape. I could do my Jagger impression again with these. Do you really? Were you producing when I did it before? Have you never seen it? I've got a treat for you, Pip. Anyway, I'm not doing it again. That's enough of that. Because people are already dialing the free phone number to get involved. If you want to get involved, free phone number, or of course you can log in at JewelleryMaker.com to take advantage of this deal. It's going to prove to be very, very popular. These are actually classified as a fan shape, not Jagger lip shape. And they come. So your fan shape range in size from 26 by 10 to 122 by 71. So the variations are 26 by 10, 45 by 19, 59 by 29, 74 by 38, 90 by 47, and 122 by 71. So you get 7 in total. Then I've got your teardrop, and those range in size from 20 by 15 to 122 by 90, and you get 8 in that particular set. And then we've got your oval shape. I think it looks like a little eye. And you get 7 different pieces in that set, ranging from 20 by 10 to 109 by 70. Do you know what? Here at Jewellery Maker, we pride ourselves on being able to offer you the best value on the market, and as a result, we will actually encourage you to go and do your own research. Right now, if you're logged in at JewelleryMaker.com, open another tab, do a little, go to a search engine, and have a look for the Big Daddy-O nylon cutters, Fat Daddy-O cutters. Somebody's named the bundle Big Daddy-O, that's what confused me. So these are actually, the brand name is Fat Daddy-O nylon cutters, okay? Do your own research. Have a look online right now. You are going to be mesmerised by the value we're about to offer you. So we've got your fan-shaped cutters, your oval-shaped cutters, and your teardrops in one bundle. The code is YJGC98. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look at the price you should be paying. That's just the price here. That's our Jewellery Maker price that you'd normally be paying. If you have a look online elsewhere, there are some other outlets that will provide these online. You can be paying a lot more for 3 sets of these than $44.85. And we're not even staying there today. Say that again, sorry. Oh, okay. So even if you're sitting on the dock of the bay, having a look at some auction websites, then even there you're not going to be able to get the kind of value that we're about to offer you here on Jewellery Maker. These are limited edition items. We only have a certain number available, and they should be here at Jewellery Maker $44.85. Today, as part of our Designer Inspiration Show, we're going to give you a rather special price, $32.95. You can be paying closer to that for 1 pack, am I right? Have a look, do your own research. I'm telling you right now, you're going to find it very, very difficult to get better value than that. 3 sets for $32.95. We're talking about less than £11 a pack. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna lay down the gauntlet. I don't think anyone's going to be able to find a pack of these for £11 online. I could be wrong. But I've only got 100 available. The code is YJ. Well, I had 100 available. They are quickly flying out the door. YJGC98, very exclusive deal to us here at Jewellery Maker to be able to offer you this kind of value on these items. YJGC98, that is our way of thanking you for your loyal custom over the last 4 years. We've expanded at a rate of knots. And now we have some of the biggest buying power on the market. That's why we're able to offer you such incredible value today. YJGC98, your Fat Daddy-O nylon cookie cutters. Easy for me to say. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with that, but I am. In your teardrop shape, your oval shape, and your fan shape for $32.95. You can see there that the quantity is quickly flying out the door. And if you are allocating them to baskets at JewelleryMaker.com, make sure you check out to avoid disappointment. Now, if you do put them in your basket, the reason I say that, it doesn't guarantee you the item. It's just a signal of intent. It shows us that you're interested in buying the item. But if somebody dials up and there was none left, and you left them sitting in your basket, that item will get allocated to their order rather than yours. So make sure you check out to avoid disappointment. As soon as you check out, of course, it's going to be winging its way to you. And if you've already got your P&P up and running, take advantage right now. Do you know what some people are going to do, don't you, now that we've told them the kind of prices people are selling them for online? They're going to buy 2 or 3 and only keep 1, if you know what I mean. YJGC98. I know what people are up to. We're offering you the value. Take advantage right now. We have got somebody multi-buying them, but that's probably a gift for somebody else, of course. Well done to Susan, Linda, Elret, Bernadette, Jack, Mary, Diane, Catherine, Tina. So many regular buyers getting involved. If you want to take advantage of this incredible deal, and it is rather special, isn't it? Start dialing that free phone number right now. Or, of course, if you are logged in at JewelleryMaker.com, then just click to buy now. Make sure you check out to avoid disappointment. Do you know what? I'd love to get a text from somebody who has taken our advice and done a little bit of research. If you've you know, taken advice and you've put it into a search engine, you've seen the kind of prices that you can pay elsewhere, text in, back up what we're saying. YJGC98, 3 sets of your nylon cutters for $32.95. Have we? There you go, someone's texting. I knew they wouldn't let us down, our audience. Oh, here it comes. I'm going to lean forward again because I'm so it is Judy in Palace, £22 for 1 set. What does that say? Oh, keep up the good work. Thank you. There you go. I really... Do you see how small it is, though? It is quite small. Or maybe I need to go for... I actually went for an eye test. Executive producer Martha was producing me one day, and I kept leaning forward and she said, Ed, you've got to get your eyes tested. So I went. They were like, no, your eyes are fine. Ever since that day, around about 6 p.m, I get a headache. And I'm convinced that I actually do need to have another eye.
I think you need to go and get a second opinion.
I can't read anything and I'm getting headaches. Indication that I might need glasses. Ben's pointing to his spectacles and saying it's inevitable. So we're going to leave that on with you. Around about half the stock's been allocated, so if you want to get involved, you can still take advantage of the value we're offering today. But we're going to move on. Where are we moving on to? Ooh, I just mentioned this to everybody. One of the big 4. We're not messing around today on the Designer Inspiration Show. We're bringing you beautiful rubies. Gorgeous, rich red rubies here. 100 carats in total. I love this particular variety of ruby. Have a look at this one. Look at those colour tones. Gorgeous. Now we've got 100 carats of ruby here. These are graduated plain medium nuggets. So you've got irregularities in the size and the shape. You can see they've been cut for beauty. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the little delicate dainty ones towards the end of the strand. They actually graduate in size from 3 by 1 mil up to 10 by 4 mil in size. So you've got some examples that are going to become maybe the focal point of a design, more of the feature, and you've got some rubies here that could actually be used as accent gemstones. Can you imagine that? Creating a beautiful bespoke piece of jewellery where the accent gemstone is ruby. Absolutely incredible. The code you need is ZURU18. And if you are buying online, don't forget, you can actually add a certificate of authenticity to your order. So if you are intending to sell your jewellery, I know that there's a bit of a split. Just to do my own little focus groups in the workshops, I say it's about a 50-50 split with people who sell their jewellery and people who just make for themselves and to give us gifts. But can you imagine giving somebody a gift with rubies included in the piece you've created? And actually it is July's birthstone, so perfect way to really enhance somebody's birthday. Because I think if you're creating jewellery designs for somebody, you know, it is a little bit more personal, and I think people appreciate that. You know, and these days people have just got everything, haven't they? They don't need anything. So to create something where the person knows that you've been thinking about them, particularly if you've given them their birthstone, it's really special, isn't it? ZURU18, 100 carats of ruby. And I can tell you right now that we're taking this strand under £20. Start dialing that free phone number right now to take advantage. One of the big 4. What? Okay, so when producer Pip said to me under 20, I just assumed that this strand was going to £19.95. It is, of course, part of our Gems of Distinction range, which represents the best possible quality we can source for you here at Jewellery Make. Are you being serious? Under £10, he's telling me now. £9.95. When he said, oh, I'm going lower again, I thought £14.95, surely. He's taken genuine rubies under £9.95. Now, let me assure you, we're not trying to devalue gemstones. I say this all the time because we're part of the Genuine Gemstone Company. It wouldn't be in our interest to devalue gemstones in any way, but what we do pride ourselves in is offering you the best value on the market, and that is exactly what we've just done. Look at that, beautiful red rubies. Now, if you do make to sell, that has to be considered a profit maker, because you're only going to need to use maybe 2 of the larger ruby nuggets in a pair of earrings. That could be a £10 piece of jewellery, couldn't it?
Yeah, you could make a nice little cluster ring, just have a nice cluster of the stones together. You could do a tree of life with them. Yes. You know, you could do a cuff. I did a cuff tree of life, so you could do a cuff tree of life. You know, because you don't need that many for something like that. So for that, you could buy a couple.
That's the beauty of wire work items, in fact, because obviously they make your gemstones go
Yeah.
further. And if you're working with beautiful rubies, you want to make them go as far as you can. £9.95. To be honest, for that kind of price, you can multi-buy this strand. You know you're going to make your money back. Or, of course, as I say, if you are making to give to people as gifts, then stock up, because I think when people have a personal association with a gemstone, it's going to feel more special to them. Of course, the big 4 are gemstones that people are more aware of. When I describe the big 4, I'm talking about rubies, emeralds, sapphires and diamonds. We've had another text. Somebody else been doing some research. This one's coming in from Carol. It says, "Hi Ed, just saw a 5-piece for $38.95. Loving the show. Always great to see Laura." Oh, thanks. I knew that everybody would be getting involved because of your designer inspiration today. You're such a popular designer. Your designs are pretty incredible. Lots of people multi-buying this strand now. We have created a bit of a queue on the phone lines. Don't panic. We do, of course, offer you a free phone number here at Jewellery Maker, 0800 644 655, or you can purchase from us at JewelleryMaker.com. And that's probably the most efficient way to shop from us here at Jewellery Maker. Very easy to use website, but I have to warn you, well over half the stock has now been allocated. If you want to take advantage of this deal, get involved right now. We do, of course, offer you a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you do not have to make your final decision right now. In fact, dial that free phone number, get these to your front door, and that's when the decision-making process starts. Make use of all of the different tools that we offer you to make your shopping experience as risk-free as possible. 1 P&P per day. So if you've already paid your $2.95 and you want to see this in the flesh, add it to your order. Just $9.95 for genuine rubies, and the second it arrives at your door, that's when you start to make your decision. That's when you're going to get a better idea of whether these are going to suit your designs. I think you need to see them in the flesh to make an informed decision. Would you agree, Laura?
Yeah, and I think sometimes when you see ruby, obviously it can be so dark that you can't see the redness of it.
Absolutely.
But you can see it. You can see you could look at them and you'd know that they weren't just a black stone, that they are ruby, because it's got like that, almost like a hue of red around it.
I know exactly what you mean.
I can't really explain it very well, but you can see there.
I'll hold it up now just so you can see those little, as you say, sort of cherry red hues coming through, because when it's on the back of your hand and you've got all the studio lights, it does have a really dark base colour, doesn't it?
But that's always a sign of a good quality garnet, when you can actually, a ruby, sorry.
Yes.
Oh, my brain's
no.
frazzled.
I know, in fact, now that you say that, because you've got the organic cut,
it's what was making me think of it.
It does have a very garnet-like tone to it,
It's got that lovely redness to it, and you can see that, and it's just gorgeous.
But I do think you need to see it in the flesh to really appreciate that. And of course, if it doesn't suit your designs, you can always send it back to us using your 30-day money-back guarantee. It looks like that's going to be a sellout, so congratulations to everybody on the phone line. If you are in a short queue, make sure you speak to a member of our award-winning help team who will help you add it to your order. Okay, we're going to move on now to one of the rarest gemstones on the planet, and I have to pre-warn you that I have only got 26 strands available. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you get more? Well, I'll tell you, when we're talking about a gemstone like this, we're not just at the mercy of Mother Nature and how much she creates, but actually it's very, very difficult for us to mine for this gemstone. Now, we actually source this gemstone in areas like Siberia, so it's like going to the tundra. And as a result, you can only mine for this gemstone around about 2 to 3 months of the year. So it's not to do with how much Mother Nature creates, it's actually to do with how difficult it is for us to mine it. I mean, look at that. That's during the mining season. That's when you can go there. And it looks pretty cold. But can you imagine how cold it is the rest of the year in Siberia? 30 carats of beautiful chrome dioxide here. Now these are seriously high end. Look at that. That is, for me, jewellery quality chrome dioxide. If that was set into silver or even gold, I wouldn't be disappointed with receiving that beautiful clarity. But when you're talking about chrome dioxide, for me, it's all about the colour. And it gets that colour from the inclusion of chromium. And whenever you've got chromium within the element, it's going to come out this beautiful lime green tone, and you've got to make a feature of it. It's named after the element, which gives it this glorious colour tone. 30 carats of chrome dioxide. I can tell you now, this is an extremely popular gemstone with jewellery makers, and it must be because awareness of the gemstone is growing year on year, but also it must suit so many different designs. And I think it was Laura who first introduced me to the idea that green is in fact Mother Nature's base colour.
It goes with everything.
It goes with everything. She starts the design for each and every flower with a green stem and leaf before she decides on the colour of the petals. It's one we cooked up together, Laura. I like that one. GRSY45, 30 carats of chrome dioxide. Very, very limited in availability for obvious reasons, now that we've explained them. It's only obvious if you know. And here comes the price. Wow, seriously? $42.95. That is absolutely out of this world. We're talking about less than £1.50 a carat here for chrome dioxide. Absolutely astounding. The code you need is GRSY45. 30 carats in total, but you know what? Once again, it's a profit maker. You only really need to use 3 gemstones, and you could potentially make your money back by creating a matching set of jewellery. Maybe use the 6x3mm droplets as your earrings, and then one of the larger 8x4mm as your matching pendant. You've still got all of the rest of the chrome dioxide to play with, but don't be selling your chrome dioxide jewellery cheap.
If you put it with your high precious metal, you know, you've got that gorgeous heart chain. That was
the heart chain.
I mean, it would go with the gold, but it would also look lovely with the silver because it'd be quite fresh. And you could have like a little tassel of them hanging, just a few of them sort of dropping, hanging off of the chain.
Sort of a chandelier type effect.
Yeah, and you could keep it quite simple. And I think as long as you price, you know, you pair it with the right metals and you really make the most of the stone, make them.
Yeah, make them the focal point of the design. Yeah,
you don't need to distract from that. And I think, you know, you'd easily get your money back on just one item.
There you go. And I will tell you a little story actually, because I recently spoke to somebody on Facebook who was saying that they were a bit intimidated by sending their designs into the Wall of Fame. They were worried about what people might think. Never be worried. We're a really friendly community here at Jewellery Maker. But instead, she chose to create a design and get it valued by an independent jeweller. She used chrome dioxide and our white pearls, and she had her piece valued at over £200.
Wow.
Because he said he himself couldn't get hold of chrome dioxide, the jeweller. And I think he also classified the pearls as being round, but they were actually our potato pearls. So they did have irregularities in them. But, you know, that was an independent valuation. Obviously, I'm not saying you're definitely going to make that. I don't know what the finish was like on the piece of jewellery itself, but it's real good indication of the quality of our gemstones at least. Yeah. GRSY45, it's available right now at $42.95, but we are approaching single figures of availability, so if you want to add it to your order, take advantage right now. Very exclusive deal to offer you chrome dioxide for a ridiculous price really, less than £1.50 a carat. Bit naughty. We are going to quickly offer you another deal here on beautiful lemon quartz. Now this is perfect for the upcoming spring season. There's a real freshness to your lemon quartz, but you still get a bit of glow, a bit of that citrusy like quality. And I think when you're looking at these sort of sunshine hues, these are perfect for the kind of jewellery that's going to make you smile in the morning.
It's one of my favourite stones.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's one of Laura's favourite stones as well.
Lemon quartz and smoky quartz and beer quartz. I just love all of those.
Oh,
lovely.
yeah. The sort of cognac tones and champagne colours.
Whiskey quartz. Yeah, I like them all.
Love it. Lemon quartz here. 60 carats in total. Again, these have an organic feel to them because of the irregularities in the sizes of your nuggets, but because of that polished finish, you're still going to get a very high-end look in your jewellery. They range in size from 7x5 to 10x7. The code you need is OF NV85. If you want to take advantage, start dialing that free phone number right now. Here comes your price today. Have you seen what we've just done, Laura?
Yeah, it took me a while to find it. I was like, where is it?
I didn't really want you to see it because I thought you're going to be disappointed that you're on the show now.
I am, yeah. Maybe.
We have just taken 60 carats of gorgeous lemon quartz to under £5, £3.95. That is an added to order price. Look at the reaction of director Ben. Not amused. OFNV85, once again, let me assure everybody at home, as part of the Genuine Gemstone Company, we're not trying to devalue gemstones, but we are trying to flex our muscles and show you the kind of buying power we have. And in that respect, we are able to offer you the best value on the market. 60 carats of lemon quartz for £3.95. For me, this has to be considered an added to your order price, a complete no-brainer. So if you've already got a P&P up and running today, you've paid your £2.95, a risk-free experience here at Jewellery Maker, add that to your order, £3.95 for 60 carats of genuine lemon quartz. The code you need is OFNV85. The phone lines have just lit up like a Christmas tree. Don't panic. We've got a free phone number here at Jewellery Maker, so it's easy to take advantage of the deals. We will work through the queue we've just created on the phone lines. And in order to give the call centre a little bit of time, we're going to go to a quick break. When we return, yet more designer inspiration from Laura and even more incredible deals.
There are 2 easy ways to purchase from Jewellery Maker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview or Freesat and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click the sign up button. Once you have filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking the On Air Now button on the front page. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, you simply click on the Buy Now button and the item will be added to your basket. Don't forget that you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
If for any reason you're not satisfied, you have the benefit of our no-quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund.
Join guest designer and polymer clay expert Debbie Bulford for our Extruder DVD. Debbie will guide you through a variety of techniques including how to create geometric patterns, the soutache and lace look and much more. To get your hands on a copy, simply contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Book now to take part in the Gemporia experience. Take a behind-the-scenes tour of our TV studios, meet the presenters and learn about gemstones and jewellery. The price of £169 includes an overnight stay at the picturesque White Swan Hotel, a buffet lunch, refreshments and a 3-course dinner. Dates are limited, so call or email us now for an experience you'll never forget.
Add a mystery gift to your order today and you'll receive a surprise full of fantastic treats and goodies with a huge saving guaranteed. Check out our online reviews from Jewellery Maker customers who have previously purchased one of these mystery gifts. Go on, treat yourself with a little gift.
Welcome back to the Designer Inspiration Show. I'm so excited to be joined by Gorgeous Laura binding. If you don't know who I am, my name's Ed. Nice to meet you. And we have so many exciting deals. We've already brought you some of the rarest gemstones on the planet. We brought you a strand of ruby that went under £10. We just gave you the opportunity to add chrome dioxide to your order. That was a limited edition strand, but we do still have some in stock. So if you want to add that to your order, there are some available. Coming up towards the end of the show, another very rare gemstone. Beautiful kyanite, gorgeous cashmere blues, beautiful electric blue hues as well as your royal blue tones as well. Real gorgeous mixture there. This is coming up towards the end of the show, so if you do want to get hold of gorgeous kyanite, yet another collector's gemstone coming up on the Designer Inspiration Show. And at 4 p.m, we're going to give you the opportunity to own the Lazee Daizee Viking Knit kit. I like that. Did I add an extra kit?
Now say it really, really fast.
Lazee Daizee Viking Knit kit. I couldn't even do it once. So we're going to bring this up for you towards the final hour of the show. Is that correct? We've got so many treats that keep being added to the show. We've just given you the opportunity to own the nylon cookie I can't say that. Cookie cutters. Have we sold them out? Or is there some available? I'm going to grab them. Keep looking at the lovely Laura.
Yeah, they didn't.
I'm back, baby. There you go. So these were brought to you, absolutely unbelievable value, less than £11 a pack, £32.95. Is that correct? And if you were to actually buy these separately online, it would cost you a pretty penny. We've already had people texting in doing their own research saying that just one pack was £22 online.
Wow.
£32.95 for all three. YJ GC98. It's called the Big Daddy-O Trio, but the brand name is Fat Daddy-O. I thought they were just insulting me when I arrived today. I said, "Oh, Fat Daddy-O."
Fat Daddy-O.
I was like, "Don't talk to me like that." Still works out at £10.98 a pack, so less than £11 a pack. When some people are saying that they've found them online for twice as much as that, just for one pack. And you can get all three today for £32.95. Absolutely unbelievable value here on Jewellery Maker. But without further ado, it's time for us to bring you another exciting item. More tools. Tools are cool.
I was so excited when I saw
Is this a brand new tool?
Yep.
I thought I hadn't seen it previously. Those of you who don't know me, I used to be the sales manager of the channel, so I do have good knowledge of all the products we sell here at Jewellery Maker, but I have to admit, I've never seen this item. But fortunately, I am joined by one of our wire experts who'll be able to demonstrate it expertly for us. These are your wire chain draw plates. Actually, did I see somebody using this? Was it you?
Probably.
Actually, I think I might have seen you using this recently. But I've never had the opportunity to bring it to you before. Have we ever even offered people the opportunity to own this before? It's a premiere item.
Yeah, so excited.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to do the Designer Inspiration shows more often. You get all the treats between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m, don't you? Do you know what? On the Miss It, Miss Out show, we provide you with your add it to your order prices. This is your opportunity to get your order up and running, isn't it?
Yeah.
The code you need is MTGC25, and on top of this you also get some wires for your bundle. So you've got your copper coloured wire, 100 metres of your 0.4mm, and 100 metres of your 0.4 turquoise. So you've got your copper and your turquoise. Those are a gorgeous combination together, aren't they? Oh yeah, I've just seen the piece of jewellery. Definitely
That's why we chose
a beautiful
them.
combination.
Yeah.
Turquoise and copper. I suppose it's not a really traditional colour combination, but it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite combinations.
There you go. So 100 metres of your 0.4mm turquoise, 100 metres of your 0.4mm copper coloured wire, and this rather exciting draw plate tool. We are going to get a demonstration from Laura on exactly how to use this, but my advice is to start dialing right now before you've even seen the demonstration, because this is going to be a very, very popular item. We already know that wire work has to be considered one of our most popular disciplines here. We've got more designers dedicated to wire than any other discipline, probably more DVDs dedicated to it.
Yeah.
I think once you've sort of mastered your general beading techniques, I know what it is. People want to make their gemstones go further, and wire is the perfect way to do that. Am I right?
Yeah, for me, I just love the fact that I can control, I can create, and sometimes I never know what's going to happen. And I love the organicness of it for me, because I'm not a very structural person. Some people are very structural and they like to make really precise things. For me, I just love the organicness of it.
But you can work that way with your wire as well, can't you? The more precise you are, you're going to get really nice finishes on your wire work as well. You don't have to be experimental, but you know, that's the way you choose to work, because I've seen your creations. It's worth it. MTGC25, these are quickly flying out the door. If you want to get involved, start dialing the free phone number. Let's have a look at the price you would be paying if you were to buy these items individually from our website. $37.85 if you were to buy both reels of wire. Don't forget, you're getting 200 meters of wire here across your turquoise and your copper. And then this brand new tool, never been brought to air before, so very, very exciting time for us here. Yeah. Okay, right, I'll just tell you, I was having a little bit of information fed to me there by producer Pip. He said, how do you fancy paying for the wire and getting the tool free of charge?
Sounds like a bargain.
Nah, we're all right, we'll pay 30 cents. No, I'm joking. That's exactly what we want to hear, Pip. Here we go, absolutely phenomenal deal. If you were going to invest in this tool, you were going to need your wire anyway. Buy your wire for $29.90 and you get the draw plate tool free of charge as part of this bundle, just to be clear, before anybody phones up and says, Ed said I could have that free. Only if you invest in the Designer Inspiration Bundle. The code you need is MTGC25, just to be clear, the equivalent of getting your tool for free, so that makes it clearer. So 200 meters of wire and your tool for $29.90, the equivalent of getting your draw plate set for free today. Absolute steal of a deal. Sale of the century. In fact, I think we'll keep it. No, we'll give everybody the opportunity to own this tool right now. MTGC25, lots of people getting involved. And Karen, interacting with us today. You have texted in. I'm afraid we've established I need glasses, so I'm going to have to move. The near draw.
Shall I read it?
The new draw plates are great for the Viking weave and expand on the number of creations that you can make. Love, Karen.
You want me to read
I'm
them?
getting really old. I think that's what it is. My eyes have stopped working. It's going to be a problem. MTGC25, thank you, Karen. So there you go. One of our customers backing up exactly what we're saying about how useful this tool is. And basically what Karen's saying there is what we were saying about wire work in general. It just expands the creative options you've got, the design scope, and takes it in new directions.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for people who know me and how I work, they know that I like to do the organic pendants and things. I'm most known for the fact that I do the wire work pendants.
Oh, do you do wire work?
I do, the odd one every now and again, you know. But a Viking Knit chain is a really lovely finish.
I love it.
To just finish off that pendant. And it doesn't have to be a complicated, complex pendant. It can be really simple. But that chain just gives it that finish.
You know, I've taken up chainmail. And you get a very similar finish,
you do.
You know, that sort of like interlocking
that kind
effect.
of,
It does look amazing.
And
that's why I like
it's quite unisex as well, because if you pull it through, if you pulled a weave through really fine on one of the smallest holes, it ends up looking like a solid piece of chain. And that you could,
for those sort of like bracelets that men wear these days.
I mean, I've done one for my husband. He doesn't really, he's a bit, has to make sure
it's about jewelry. It
has to be
exactly
manly.
Right. I think quite a lot of
but he will wear that.
Feel that way.
So he will wear one of those. So you know, it's unisex for that sort of way as well.
You can see I'm a modern metrosexual kind of guy, but no, I'm on board with what your husband said.
Yeah.
Has to look right.
It has to have that. It has to be.
Yeah.
And he was very honest with me. If he doesn't think it's in any way
appropriate,
no, just like no. So you know, and also if there's obviously the well-known beads. You know, it looks exactly like the chain that you put them on, which you can make out of polymer clay if you want to. So there you go. You can combine it all together.
That's a good little tip there. I never even thought of that. There you go. Everybody at home knows exactly what you're doing. MTGC25, the Designer Inspiration Bundle with your draw plate set here and 200 meters of wire. So we've given the 0.4 mil because that's the perfect gauge for
Yeah.
using with these tools, is that right?
Yeah, it's my favourite gauge to use with these. It's for Viking Knit. For me, it's perfect because you get that flexibility. It's workable. You can use 0.6 to do the weave, but I would always say I only use that for a few limited projects.
Right.
I tend to use 0.4 for everything.
Okay.
And definitely, if you're learning with the Viking Knit and you're just starting out, definitely start off with the 0.4 because it's flexible and you know that you've got the technique correct.
You know what? Karen is loving the show today. She's interacting with us, and Karen's texting again. And I paid a lot more for them than you are charging. Great buy.
Yeah.
Can we get Ed booked in for an eye test tomorrow, please, guys? MTGC25 $29.90. And the reason Karen's backing up the value we're offering here is because if you invest in this bundle today, you're basically getting the equivalent of buying your wire and getting this free of charge. That is pretty insane, isn't it?
And these aren't exactly cheap on their own. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, Karen's right. They are quite pricey, which means that you're actually in effect getting your wire for a brilliant price as well.
There you go then. Oh, so you're saying the value we were offering on these was already
so
the best on the market. So really, you're getting a deal on your wire as well.
You're getting an amazing deal, yeah.
There you go. We can't say fair on that, can we? By the way, I should mention that we welcome your interaction here on all our shows, particularly the Designer Inspiration Show, because of course it's your show. If you want to see something, if you've got a question for Laura, then you can text in to 60777, but make sure you start your text with the phrase JM Studio. Or of course, if you are logged in at jewellerymaker.com, really easy now, just click the message box, whatever you type will come through to producer Pip's screen. Try not to be too abusive when he's giving you deals like this. MTGC25 $29.90, and I suppose it's time we saw how you use this tool.
Okay, so I'm going to show you, because I haven't actually shown you what we've made yet.
I love this bracelet, by the way.
So this is why we chose the colours that we chose.
Yeah.
This is a Viking Knit within a Viking Knit bracelet. So that's why I chose the two contrasting colours, because you really wanted that that blue to pop through the copper. Okay, so I'm going to just show how you can use both the Lazee Daizee and the draw plates.
We are going to give everybody the opportunity to own the Lazee Daizee as well. Around about 4 PM, did we say? Ooh, it's already flying out the door.
I'm not surprised. And also, I'm not going to go too much into how we actually did in it itself, because that is available on the DVDs. We've got the 1 and 2, and I think there may be something coming up a little bit later.
Give everybody the opportunity to own the DVDs as well. It's almost like we planned the show, isn't it?
And this necklace here, I've actually repeated the same technique as the bracelet, but I've actually used a copper inside as well, just to show that if you don't, if you don't want...
That's why it looks so compact, because you've done one inside the other, but you've used the same colour.
Yeah, so because I've used the same colours, it just shows how actually different it can look. Using the same colour just gives it sort of more texture, and it's not until you look at it really closely that you can see.
It's like a really fine link, doesn't it? But it's actually two together.
There's a couple of techniques that you can do when you do Viking Knit. You can do a double, you can do a single, a double, and a triple. And the single is the easiest, and it builds up the quickest because you are just doing single rows of the knit. And that's what I've used for these projects. The double is really, really nice, but it gives a completely different look, and again with the triple. But what I like about this is it makes it look like you might have done a double or a triple, because it looks quite intricate. When actually you haven't, I've just done two.
Twice.
Just done
layered them, if you like. It looks fantastic.
Oh,
this Lazee Daizee just doesn't want to sit still, does it? It wants
to go there.
Wants to get to your house. You're going to get the opportunity to own that 4 PM, but so many people getting involved for this deal. MTGC25. This is your designer inspiration bundle featuring 200 metre wire and your draw plate kit. Brand new tool for us here at Jewellery Maker. It's available right now for $29.90. I'm going to put that to one side actually, because we're actually going to give you the opportunity to own all of the items you need to create Laura's beautiful necklace.
Put that there, and you've got
Can
that
I pass
there.
these to you, Cassie? Would that be okay? Thank you. Okay, so here's everything you need to get started with Laura's necklace.
Yep.
Don't panic, by the way. If you still want to get involved for the draw plates, we will put the information at the bottom of the screen. But right now, as we were just discussing, the Viking Knit DVD set. So we got here edition 1 and edition 2.
Mm-hmm.
Are you on either of these DVDs?
Just a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So both your Viking Knit DVDs here. So we're looking at 2 hours of tutorage across, well, a plethora of projects by the end of both 2 hours.
I mean, the first one we concentrate really on getting established with the knit itself. How to add, how to do the single, how to do the double, and how to finish.
Yep.
So we really go in depth on that, how to spot your mistakes and everything else. But the second one, sorry, we go into projects as to how to fill it with gemstones, how to use 2 alternate coloured wires, which again you could have done with these 2 colours. How to make your own daisy, which is really essential if you've bought this bundle.
Daisy pendant.
Yeah,
Project 4.
Yeah, it's a daisy pendant, but it shows you how you can make your own daisy, which is in effect that you know, if you're not going to use the Lazee Daizee, or if you want to go more than a 6-loop weave, you can create your own daisy to have up to sort of however many loops you want, and that's when you would use these.
Need your draw plates.
Yeah, because if you haven't got the Lazee Daizee tool itself, and you do like making your own daisies and doing it that way, then you've got the draw plates on their own.
Very handy. So both your DVDs there, around about 2 hours of expert tutorage from the gorgeous Laura. But you're also going to need some wire and some gemstones to create this look, and we've got all of that right here, because we've got your 0.8mm gauge copper wire. You get 10 meters on this reel. You can see there. So 0.8mm, very versatile because it's halfway between your structural gauge and your detailing gauge, so you can use it probably for both, although only on certain projects.
It gives you the structure, and it's got the strength, but you can also manipulate it quite well as well. So if you were to use a 1mm, you would really struggle to say maybe get this detail. Whoops, it's alive. You'd struggle to get this detail here, where this whole necklace, I'll go in depth later, but it's all done with the frame of being the 0.8 wire, and then I would struggle. You could do it, but it would be hard to use the 1mm wire.
You don't have that. Allows you again to go with that continuation.
Yeah, and because it's got the manipulation, you can manipulate it, but you've still got the strength that you need.
The perfect gauge for these items then, and we're even going to give you the opportunity to own the gemstones that Laura has featured within her design, in the form of beautiful tiger's eye. Very, very popular gemstone here at Jewellery Maker. Ever since day one, really, we've always sourced tiger's eye as a popular gemstone, but the quality year on year just seems to improve. Did you put this bundle together for us, Laura? You can see, there's a designer's mind has been involved.
Yeah, because I thought the colours on that were beautiful and would go beautifully with both the turquoise and
Producer Pip said, and did you decide the price? He's shocked at what he's looking at.
No, I didn't decide the price. Not involved in that at all.
He's saying he wasn't responsible for the price, so he thinks a jewellery maker must have done it. We have got these gorgeous tiger's eye. We're looking at these sort of huge slabs, really. They are faceted slabs, giving you 490 carats. They are 25 by 18 mil in size. You can see from Laura's design that they are leaning towards being used as gorgeous pendants, but you could probably integrate them into other designs.
Do you know what? I was doing this project, and I was just sat there with these stones, and I was thinking, I could make a ring, because I've got the 0.8 wire. I could make a ring, I could make a nice pair of earrings, I could make a couple of pendants, and I had to actually just think...
Quite gem-heavy earrings would they be, or is that...
Not really, they're quite light. They're not actually individually, they're not that heavy.
You could be right, actually.
I've got them here.
Yeah.
Flash. And on their own, they're not actually that weighty.
No, you're right.
I wouldn't add them. I'd probably put like a little wire swirl or some kind of flash of wire, and then just have them hanging off of a hook. I wouldn't have anything too complicated.
Little flourish.
But they're not that heavy.
No, they're okay. We are going to have to bring the price on screen because it's already selling out. But just to mention that you also get your 8mm tiger's eye rounds, but you've got your multicoloured tiger's eye here. Beautiful royal blues, your golden tiger's eye, and your cherry red tiger's eye there. Beautiful chatoyancy on the surface of your tiger's eye here. And we're looking at well over 600 carats of tiger's eye across the 2 strands. You've also got 10 meters of your 0.8mm copper wire and 2 hours worth of Viking Knit tutorage all in one bundle here. The code is ZKGC98. You can tell one of the designers had a hand in putting these bundles together. Here comes the price you should be paying if you were to buy all these items individually. $28.25. Wow, that already represents pretty unbelievable value. I mean,
with what you can do as well.
For DVDs alone.
Oh, yeah, what you could do with it.
Pip's saying I'm going to be shocked when the new price comes in.
Wow.
$14.95. Well, That's like getting your wire and your gemstones for a £5, because these would normally set you back a tenner, effectively, or £9.90, I should say.
Wow.
ZKGC98, and it's basically a half price deal, I think. It was $28.25, and we're down to $14.95. So,
wow, that's an amazing
there's a few
deal.
pennies in it.
Yeah.
$14.95. I mean,
Wow.
look at what you're going to be able to create. I imagine this piece isn't going to sell for £10, £15. It looks really extravagant.
And this is what I've got left after making the necklace. And I mean, it's gem heavy because, well, I say gem heavy, but it goes all the way around the back.
Yeah.
And I've still got all of these
Well, you've
left.
still got all of the Tiger's Eye slabs bar one.
Bar one, well, 2 because I've got 1 prepped.
Cool.
So,
but you can make some upsell items of that, so maybe a wirework ring matching with it, or earrings.
I would be doing, like I said, if I actually had to stop myself, so I've got to move on to my next project.
Get carried away.
I'm going to get carried away, and it's completely irrelevant to the project. But you know, they're so beautiful, and the markings on them are just really.
Again, the earthy tones suit both female and masculine designs.
So these are actually quite unisex. I was thinking of cufflinks would have been quite cool with them.
Anything with an optical effect tends to suit men's jewellery as well, because I always say men are quite visual.
Yeah, definitely.
And when you get those optical effects like you get from Labradorite or Tiger's Eye, that sort of sparks people's
it gets your interest. You know, but I thought just with copper wire or antique bronze wire even, just have it as a nice cufflink. You know, so you know there are lots of.
You know, if you want to make a pair of cufflinks, you know, no one's going to turn
try
them
and
down.
make me the Ed cufflinks. Or
the Ed cufflink, I like it. I'll let you develop that later in the show. You like that? Oh, okay. It has to be the Ben cufflink. I'm hearing from director Ben.
I've already done the Philip cufflink.
How about the pendant? He's saying he wants you to create the pendant. For this piece. He's trying to claim this piece. This was my mission. I want a piece of jewellery named after me. How can we get Ed into a piece of jewellery? I'll work on that right now. Are we going to see a bit of a demonstration from Laura? No?
No?
No, we're going to carry on thinking of names for my piece of jewellery. I'm only joking. ZKGC98. Basically, you're getting your gemstones and your wire for £5 because you've also got 2 hours of tutorage included on this deal in the form of Viking Knit Edition 1 and 2, which would normally set you about $9.90 alone just for the DVDs. We are going to have a look at how we create the gorgeous jewellery design that Laura's come up with. So I'm just going to put that down for 1 second. The code you need is ZKGC98. It has proved to be very, very popular here at Jewellery Maker. The phone lines are lit up, and it looks like I'm glowing.
Yeah, I was thinking
I don't know if that happened at home when it was just on the camera.
Haven't we?
It was a bit strange, wasn't it? So where do we get started then?
Okay, right, if I just nab that back.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. So these, like I said, I'm not going to go in depth as to doing the knit itself because that is covered on the DVDs.
Okay.
Even down to designing the daisy to actually go to create your own Viking knit. I use, do I have it? This looks really random on again. I'm
intrigued.
It's a meat texturizer thing.
Got one of them, no problem.
But it's got a drill hole here, which I didn't do.
Oh, it came with a little drill
because
hole.
It had a little handle.
You just used
so
that
I just used that as my, whereas on the Lazee Daizee, it has a little hole for you to add your wire into. Oh, I'll put that down there. So this I use as this. The only difference is it's not sloped, so they're both these on the mallet. They're both level, whereas on this it's sloped. But you just bear that in mind when you're actually doing the knit, just to make sure that it doesn't go through the Viking knit when you're adding wire. But it's pretty cool. And again, you can draw your own on with a Dremel. I'm sure you could, but that was already there, and I used that to my advantage because the good thing about using, I mean, you can see the difference in the diameter when you're using something like this and you're using something like this, and that's really quite beneficial when you do a design like this.
Of course.
And it also changes the effect. So even though they're both 6 loops weaves, the weaves are exactly the same, but because I've used different tools for it, the effect is completely different. On the one that I've done on the mallet, it's actually sort of looser, sort of
I know what you
softer.
mean. Yeah, it's got a sort of looser feel. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas the one that I've done on the Daisy is quite compact.
Yeah. tighter knits.
Yeah, so it gives different looks and effects for that. And like I said, you can do 12, you could do whatever you want on it. So they both, yeah, you know, but they both have their perks. You don't really want to sit on a train like we were getting the meat basher out.
You're going to get some funny looks perhaps, yeah.
So the advantage to this is you've got it.
But again, the idea is to experiment as much as possible. The more you experiment, the more happy accidents you're going to come across. Exactly.
So, and that's why I wanted to just show you that. So I have already prepared some sections of knit. Now you can see these are both exactly the same. Okay, this has been done longer, but this one will.
Just because you got carried away again.
No, I did it on purpose because sometimes if you're going to do Viking knit, it does take a long time. You know, that's just a single 6 loop, and it does take a long time because obviously you're building it up. So if you can and you've got the time, do as long a piece as you can and then cut it.
Nice.
So that you've got spare if you want to do. I could probably get 2 bracelets out of that, or I could do a pair of earrings and a bracelet.
I think lots of people find the repetitive techniques quite therapeutic.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I do chainmail, because it is just the same action over and again.
Just the same, just
sort of like meditation. When you're sitting there with your Viking knit doing it over and over again, you can just drift away into your own world.
I was sat watching a film doing it.
Watching
yesterday.
Get to the end of the film and the room just full.
My husband wasn't very impressed. He said, "You've been working, have you? You've been watching telly?" I said, "Well, both." So yeah, and like I said, if you can do as long a piece as you can, then do it, because it's better to have it too long and cut it and then keep the little off cuts. You can do rings.
To use them,
and you know, another project on there
use them as features within another piece. Couldn't you?
Yeah. I
even a sort of a steampunk design where you could use them as the components in there somehow.
Yeah, you could. And again, the bonus of having the larger diametered one is you could actually get these tiger eye inside and fill it up.
Yeah, of course, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I did do that on the DVD, but I do that using the Daisy, so it just gives you that variety.
Scope, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to use this to actually just draw the first part through, which is the one that I did on the Daisy is the one that goes inside. I know it's a bit self-explanatory, but just in case.
No. As I say, it's only obvious if you know, Laura.
So using a 0.8 wire, what I'm going to do is just create myself a little handle to be able to pull it through the draw plate. Now, if you've cut it off and you're thinking, you know, you've got to pull it through the plates with the end that you started with, if that makes sense. So when you start the Daisy, so let me just get the tool out, it would have been like this. Now I know that I cut this from the actual Daisy part of the tool because it's got the loops.
I see, yes.
And even on this one, it's got the loops. So you'll be able to see the loops, and where those loops are, that's the end that you want to go in that direction.
Yes.
If you go in from the other end, it's just going to upset all of the kinks.
Yeah, I've got you.
Okay.
Will it sort of make it?
Yeah, it's just going against it, so it's not. Okay, so all I'm doing is just pop in the 0.8 wire through 2 of the loops, in just going straight through really, and then bring them up, and then again. And then just going to catch as many as you can. You don't have to get all of them, just to get a bit of a handle, really.
That's really cool.
And then just twist them.
I like this technique. You see, this is a wire technique I could...
I'll let you do this. You can do this.
Oh, I like this.
So, you've got the twisted section there. You can trim it. Don't need it to be too long.
I'm excited now. They're all taking the mickey out of me for all my ideas, but you know, that's the whole point of this show. I'm feeling inspired by our designer.
Right, and you'll see I've got a little tail on the end where this was the wire that I was working with. You do have to cut lengths of wire off when you do this knit, because obviously you're knitting in effect. So this is just what was left, but if you've got a long length, then just trim it so you've still got a little tail, because it's always handy if you want to.
In case you want to give it a little flourish or...
Right, so what you need to do is find the hole that is closest to the size of the weave. So when I'm putting it through, I can feel there's a bit of resistance. So.
Okay. So just draw it through, yeah?
There you go. And so obviously that's going to now, the whole piece itself has gotten longer. So you go for a couple of times on that one side, and then you go down. So let me move that out of your way for you.
Sorry.
So you start to actually...
We started on the 9, so now we're going to go down to the 8.5.
Yeah, so you start to reduce the size of the knit. And this is the best bit. This makes the whole knitting part worth it, just to actually draw it through draw plates.
So I've got all the perks here. You've done all the hard work.
I've done all the hard work.
I'm going down to 8 now.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, keep going. But whatever you do, it's all right.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever
Don't
you
wanna ruin
do.
your
No,
design.
it won't. It's pretty sturdy.
Okay.
But whatever you do, just go down per size. Don't just suddenly jump down sort of two
I've
sizes.
just noticed it definitely getting longer.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
So don't skip a size. Don't go down like two
What happens
sizes.
if you
Well,
skip
it's just going to be a bit. It's nicer to do it like
Can you
this
tell
way.
how naughty I was in
Yeah.
school? The second you said don't do
Ooh,
something, I'm like, oh,
press
what
the red
happens if I
button.
do that?
Don't
Yeah.
press the red button. So you can see how it's really expanded.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's sort of tightening up the links as well.
Yeah, and it's going to
giving
reduce.
them
It's
a
going to
really
get
fine finish.
So
up to 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can
is
draw
really
this
cool.
down as small
There's
as
a
you
bit
want.
of more resistance.
Yeah,
now,
the lower the size you go, the more it's going to sort of start to.
It is pretty sturdy though, isn't
Yeah.
it? So I just gave it a good pull there.
And you notice this is the 0.4. This is the coloured wire, and it doesn't mark it. The colour does not come off when you draw the coloured wire for draw plates.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going.
Okay. We're moving.
I mean, you can see how much you're doing, so it doesn't affect the wire. So, you know, keep going, and you can really draw it right down to a really condensed sort of chaining effect. And the reason I say do it sort of 2 or 3 times per hole is just because you want to make sure it's gone through and it's all.
It is actually that compact.
Yeah.
That one went through much easier that time.
You can tell the difference when you're doing it.
Absolutely. In the first time, you get that resistance,
Yeah.
and when you go through the second or third time, it's much easier because it's obviously
Sort
more
of settled.
condensed. Yeah.
So this is just going to be an hour of watching Ed condense.
I love this. This is like my favourite.
But you see how much,
ever done.
how it's really, I mean, that's more than long enough for a necklace, and I added into that 3 times. Now, the thing with this, it's how confident you are when you are working with lengths of wire. How happy you are working with longer lengths. I like to use as long a piece of wire as I can, so I don't have to add in as much.
That one's tougher now. It's getting harder. And I've kinked the wire, but that's okay. That gives me a little bit.
All right?
Yeah.
No, I think it's probably enough now, yeah. But you can see how much that's changed now.
I was loving that.
Never have guessed. But you can see how much that's changed now. So that's actually a nice.
Yeah, it's a good necklace size now, isn't it?
And that was just 3 ads.
I'm acting like I had anything to do with it. All I've done is pull
All
it.
me. It's all Ed. This is the Ed necklace. No. Okay, so.
The Ed Knit.
No. So. No.
They're not having it.
No, I don't blame him.
So,
what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to show how we form, because I would like to try and show how we did the pendant as well. So what I'm going to do is you need a piece of the 0.8 wire that is going to be long enough to, I tend to measure just probably about 1.5 meters. It needs to be long enough to be a necklace, but then to create the loops and then come back down. So
sort of twice the length of a normal
necklace.
necklace.
So this piece of what I've got here, this 0.8 now, has gone through here. So this chain is the centre of the 0.8.
Right.
I've then added on the gemstones. I've then created my loop, and then I've brought that same wire. Oops, sorry. Brought that same wire. Let me move that out of the way. All the way back down to that point there. So that's how long really you want that piece of wire to be. So you do want it to be quite a long piece of wire.
Okay. And that feeds back into the idea of having that continuation.
Yeah, it makes it, and it gives it a nice sturdy base as well. Okay, because obviously I've not used anything other than the wire. You know, you don't have to do that. You could use chain if you wanted to. It'd look really nice. So it's just about chopping it up a bit, really.
Yep.
So what you want to do now, obviously that's far too long. That's not. As, I don't want that piece to be that long. So this is where you can cut it. So you can decide on the length.
Did I make it too long?
No, it's fine. But I deliberately did the knit to be longer, so that for that very reason, to show you. So I don't want to cut this bit here with the tail, so I'm just going to cut the sort of length that I want. So I'm thinking, this is, again, there is no wrong or right with this, is whatever length you sort of want that focal part to be. And you just take your pliers and just cut. And then you'll get lots of little bits, and then just give it a bit of a shake out. And then just go over it with your pliers to make sure there's no little, what you should be able to see if I show, if I just open that out. Can you see that? Oh, it looks like a little flower. So you can see that the only edge is that one piece there, and there will always be one little edge, because obviously that's the wire that would have been doing the weaving, but there's no other little edges in there.
Yes.
Okay, and that's all you need to do, just to cut that. And then I've got a workable piece there that I could cut in half and make a little pair of drop earrings with or something.
Nice.
Okay.
It's always nice to make matching sets.
Yeah, it's nice to have the options.
Yes.
So all I'm doing is feeding the 0.8 wire through, and I want to do this before I pop the other wire on.
Okay.
Just make it as easy for yourself as you can.
There we go. Workable then if it's all on the length of wire, isn't it? Yeah.
Now, because you drew that through quite a lot, that was actually really easy to get that wire through because it was quite solid. Yeah, see.
Expert draw plate work.
That's why you did it. So I'm actually not going to. I'm not going to use all this wire because I'm not going to thread all of that on because I think that's quite self-explanatory. The next part, but if it had been a bit more open, sometimes this wire is going to go through the loops. So you just have to take a bit more time. But the more condensed it is, the easier it is. Okay. And all I'm going to do is that little tail that I've got, I'm just going to use that to...
so that's going to anchor it onto
the
wire.
It'll still move, but it's got something to hold on to.
Sure.
Then you just pop this one on over. Now you notice I'm not drawing this one through yet. Sorry. You don't get to draw this one through just yet.
I'll let you off.
So you just pop it through.
Just yet. So
just yet.
The chance is going to go.
And this is, you can see... this is an example of what I meant by it being, there we go. Now you'll see that's about half of the size that you actually want. Yeah. But because this is quite a large diameter, when you reduce this, it actually goes
very long.
yeah. So again, I'm just going to anchor that little tail there in the same place. And what you'll find, you can actually just pull this with your hands. But you can then use the draw plate, so you'll see you can reduce.
Such a little kid, aren't I?
You can reduce a lot of it down just by doing that, and then you'll have that.
That is quite cool though, because obviously with your hands you're going to have so much more control.
Well, that's because I've used a 0.4, so it's super soft.
Right.
And then you can just obviously you can then trim it a little bit if you wanted to, so you can trim it after. But you can see just by doing that, and that's pretty much how I did the bracelet. So you can see it's got that movement around it. But with the necklace, I wanted it to sort of hug.
Could you use other gauges of wire with the Viking?
Yeah, you can. You can use 0.8, 0.6. I wouldn't use 1 mil.
No, a bit too thick.
It's just really thick. I really do. Personally, I don't really go as far as 0.8 because...
0.4 and 0.6 lend themselves better to that you could go as high as 0.8.
Yeah. But definitely establish that you're happy with the weave because the 0.6 will be a bit harder to sort of do the knit with, just because of the wire not being as flexible. So as long as you know and you're confident that you're doing it correctly, it's fine.
Could you go as low as 0.25 or as 0.4 as low as
you can if you've got patience, which I don't, because obviously you're using 0.25, and I've got 0.25 here actually. Oh, I had it. Ah, it's here. Sorry. So that's where I was doing my challenge, and you can see how much finer that is.
Very fine actually.
So it's going to really take its time to. One is going to take its time to build. If I just get the 0.4. and put it in comparison, it's going to take its time to build. See the difference?
You're going to get through 2 films before you fly.
Yeah, and the rest. So you can see the difference there in the thickness. You can see it sort of, and it's going to, and it's really, really springy, and it's just going to go everywhere.
But I mean, if you have got the patience,
and you get a really nice, fine, intricate. But it is personally for me the easiest is to use the 0.4. So you can, if you want, pull that through, and the reason that you could then pull it through using this draw plate is that you would then get that copper chain to really hug over the turquoise. Now you see, just because there's different gauges on there, it will give you a little bit of a fight.
I went through that one just to make sure, because I listened to you at the start.
So, but I really love the combination. I think if you're going to do this, it's nice to have that really bright colour to pop through the copper.
Oh, actually, both the bundles are now becoming limited in availability. The codes you need are ZKGC98, which is everything you need to create the gorgeous necklace we've seen from Laura, and MTGC25 was the 2 reels of 0.4 mil wire and the draw plates, which obviously you can see in my hand right now.
So while Ed's doing that, I'm just going to show you quickly how I make an end cap, or this little sort of cap here that's just going to sit over the end of the wires. Okay, and to do that, if you have a pair of bail making pliers, then brilliant, because we do sell them. So let me just grab mine. These are really good because you get that nice consistent size, or you can use your gizmo. The large rod of your gizmo is really good for this.
I like swapping roles, Laura. I'll be the designer doing the demonstration.
You're going to be the designer. You can do the pendant?
No. That's the scariest part of wire work for me. Look how neat, can I just say, look how neat Laura's finishes on the pendant. It's ridiculous. Like, this is the part that scares me. Can you see? Look at that. Unbelievable. You're going to show everybody how to do that.
Yeah, it's super quick. I'm just going to show you, because it is all just one weave, so I'll show you how that's built together. So to make the caps, all you're going to do is just coil the wire and just keep coiling it. And then when you're happy with the size of the coil, I just leave myself a little tail. And then what you would do, you happy with that?
I messed this up.
No, it's fine. But can you see how that's, you have lost the copper, the centre wire, but that's fine. We found it. There you go. Yeah, you lost the centre wire.
I
but
felt
it's
it
fine.
as I pulled it through there, but the wire slipped a little bit.
But that's fine. But you can see, because you've pulled that through really tight, see how different it looks?
Yeah.
Compared to that.
Yeah, it's a tighter weave,
it's-
isn't it? It's
yeah.
or a link, if you like, yeah.
But you can see how, it's
love
a
it.
really fun design to play
I'm
about
getting
with.
one of these.
So with this
I'm
excess,
sold.
you're sold, are you?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
absolutely. I'm getting one of these.
So all I'm going to do with this
You
is,
can do the Lazee Daizee part.
I'll do the knit then, yeah, and you just draw plate it through. So, so what I'm going to do is just slide that up so that I've got this excess wire. I can just, again, exactly the same way, take the time, better time than that, and then just pop that back through, and then that's the same length.
Gorgeous look.
And then what you would do is just pop on that cap, and that would, you would make sure you got the size to sit nicely. I mean, that's going to sit, but again, that's a really nice centre feature as well.
You can be honest, have I gone too
No, it's
far?
cool. I like the
is that
effect.
you
I like the
that?
effect.
Okay, okay.
I'll make a bracelet out of that for you, shall I?
Yeah.
Yeah, the head bracelet. There you go.
Love it.
Right, so again...
The bracelet.
Bracelet.
Come on. I'm so sad.
The bracelet. So that's what you would do, but you would make sure it fits nicely. So I've gone, because when I did this one, it hadn't been drawn through so much, I used that size of the pliers, and it fitted nicely, but I would just go down to a smaller size. So, and then you would just literally pop that on, and then pop your beads on. And then what you can do when you pop your first bead on, do you want to get me a bead out of there, please?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, threw them at you. And then...
I'm going to go for this one.
Thank you. Just pop them on.
A bundle's just sold out, is that right? Oh, almost sold out, so there's a few left in stock. The code is ZKGC98. If you have put it in your basket at JewelleryMaker.com, please make sure you check out, because if phone buyers come through now, then your item really could be allocated to their order. $14.95 was both your DVDs, your gemstones, and your 0.8mm copper wire there. You can see the tiger's eye strands as well. Very, very limited in stock now. And we've got another bundle to offer you. All of your sort of vintage looks from your antique bundle. Sorry, we were just getting into a demo and they started yelling at me because I think they got panicked because that nearly sold out.
No, that's fine.
So we have got lots going on here, lots of findings, lots of eye pins. So this is 2 of one size and 2 of the other. So these are your antique bronze copper eye pins. And you've got 100 of each. You've got your 3mm eye pins, which are 30mm in length, and your 3mm eye pins, which are 40mm in length, and you've got 100 in total. You've also got some wire, surprisingly.
Oh, shock.
You've got your 1mm gauge in your antique bronze wire, 10 meters in total, and you've got your antique bronze wire in your 0.4mm gauge. So your 0.4 and your 1mm in your antique bronze, as well as 100 of your 40mm eye pins and 100 of your 30mm eye pins. There's everything you're going to get. The code is OYGC34, your vintage wire bundle. And here comes the most ridiculous price. That's the words the producer used. How much? How much would you normally pay for your 1mm gauge wire? I swear, this is normally like $7.95, isn't it?
It's a really, really good starter pack as well if you're somebody who, like you, are a bit nervous about necessarily venturing into the whole wire wrapping and everything else.
I'm open about it, I'll tell you.
No, but people are. And again, it's everybody's personal taste as well. It's not to everybody's style.
For me, it's just because I feel like I wouldn't be able to get that finish that you achieve.
Yeah,
that's what intimidates about me. But that's just yeah.
I'm going to give you a lesson.
I'm going to come on the workshop.
Are you?
Yeah, I've already spoke to Wendy.
Oh,
I'm booking myself on the workshop.
Cool.
There you go.
But you know, and I think if you want to sort of step into it and you're thinking you've got that lovely tiger's eye bundle there, you've got that copper wire which is going to go beautifully.
The earthy colours.
Yeah, my favourite combination, apart from turquoise and copper, is antique bronze and copper, because they go beautifully as well.
They do, don't they?
And they're good if you're a bit not such a fan of the brighter colours.
Do you know what? The other thing about that is that obviously if you're trying to learn new techniques, you don't want to be preoccupied by, do the colour combinations work? Do they clash?
Yeah.
The earthy colours are always going to work together, aren't they?
Cannot go wrong. And in those two bundles together, you've got 0.8, 1 mil, and 0.4, and you've got just stunning gemstones, really. So
gorgeous tiger's eyes.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous.
So versatile. So your vintage wire bundle is OY GC34. It's available right now for $12.95. Should we see how we sort of
okay.
do your
so
finish?
have I got time to do that, or
I think
not?
we've got time to see the finish on the pendant. We've got we've got about 10 minutes.
Oh, we've got about 10
no
minutes.
problem.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can do
no
that super quick. Okay, so basically, I'm just going to explain quickly. As I was saying here, I put the cap on, and with the tail end, I just went up over the stone and just attached it to the wire here, so that's now sitting nicely on there. And then you just tuck. I can just show you that. You might just be able to see the other end of the coil, and just tuck that into the knit. Just gently, with your pliers, just bend it so it goes into the knit.
One thing I am starting to realise is that with the wire work, it's quite easy to sort of hide all the little
spirals,
component parts.
hide everything, as everybody knows. And
you're winning me over. You're definitely winning me over.
If you want, I mean, for this, I went for the more sort of organic wrap look. So, you know, it's up to you how you like your jewellery to look. I like that kind of look.
It looks gorgeous.
So you just pop a stone on to do something like this. Don't worry too much about your ends here. And what you would do, if I can find my round nose pliers, which I've done a runner, is you would just do a standard wrap, which is just popping a loop and then bringing the wire around, and you'd have excess. So you just move that stone up and catch that stone.
Okay.
So I'll take the pliers off and just got to put my hand there just to secure it. So you can see that there. And that's pretty much how that's done. That's how that part, it will. And then another stone would be there, you move it up and you repeat. That's how you would do the chain part.
Yes.
But if you wanted to do the end cap, you just move your weave up and just take a bit of time and just gently wrap around with your hands, and then you can just sort of build it up and really just try to cover all the mechanics.
That
I mean,
gives
obviously,
it a really boutique finish, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously these little wires here, I would have tidied them up before I started doing
course,
this. But you just build it round and round, and then the longer the piece of wire, the sort of better the finish. And then you can bring that wire back up over the stone again.
Okay.
And then just wrap it like that, and then snip it. And that's nice and secure. If you wanted to build it up, you weren't happy with that, add another piece of wire exactly the same, attach it here, bring it back down over the stone and build it up. And that's how you get that kind of effect. So hopefully that will explain that. And that covers pretty much the necklace as well. So I'll just show you quickly, have I got time to do the pendant? Yeah, realistically.
We've got special permission from upstairs to continue with your demonstration.
Why, thank you.
That's good, isn't it?
Thank you, Paula.
And to lower the price on the vintage wire bundle to under £10.
Wow. Wow.
What is going on?
That's amazing. Okay.
Pip's in a good mood. It's because they fed him cake before he came down here. That's what it is.
It was a good cake.
Absolutely unbelievable deal then now. So you've got your 10 metres of your 1 mil. You've got your 0.25 mil. Your 0.4 mil in 10 metres, and you've got 130 mil eye pins and 140 mil eye pins for $9.95. Absolutely unbelievable. That is crazy, right?
That's an amazing deal. And if you did team it with that other bundle for £25, you've got all of that.
Everything you could possibly need.
That?
Look at all of that, including 2 tutorial DVDs as well. I mean, they'd normally be $9.90. That is a real steal of a deal. We are approaching the end of this demonstration, so we better see how we create the pendant.
Right, okay. Well, you'll be happy to know I have prepped, which anybody who knows me knows that's a big thing.
It's a big thing for you.
It's a big thing for me. So what I've done is I've got 3 pieces of, sorry, I lie, I need 4 pieces of wire.
Where's the prep got? No, I'm joking.
Ooh, you're brave. Right. Okay, so I've got my 4 pieces of wire and my copper wire here. And you could do this with the turquoise wire, you know, if you want that contrast.
Yeah, if you want the look again, yeah.
And again, I'm going to keep this on the reel. Okay, again, just for that reason, that is easier to handle. Taking my first wire, so whenever I do any of my wraps or any type of weave, I always build my wires up. So I'll take my first wire on its own and anchor the wire. So little tail. And then I'm just going to hold that tail with my hand, and you'll see that I'm working towards the end. So I've got the main length of the wire away from me. I'm just going to wrap 3 times. The reason I'm wrapping 3 times is because I actually I do this in threes. So every wrapping of the pairs of wires is done in threes. So I've started off with 3. So now I'm going to add 2 wires because I'm actually going to bind these 2 wires on their own. So just to make this easier for me to see, the wire that I've actually anchored the weaving wire on, I've just bent it down just for me to be able to see the difference of the wires. Add my 2, and I want them all to sit as close as they can. Okay, so I've got my wire and it's coming away from me, so it's facing the camera, which means facing away from me. I'm going to bring it up over the 2 middle wires only, and I'm going to wrap them on their own 3 times. So I turn this round, you'll see what I can see. Okay, hopefully. Okay, so you can see I've got 3 along the base wire, and then I've just wrapped these 2 on their own. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it back to me.
Okay.
And then I want my wire to be going away from me again. Add my 4th wire, angle it up so that I can, if you see there, the reason I've done that is I can see the top wire, I can see the bottom wire, and I can see the 2 middle wires. So that what I'm going to be doing in effect is wrapping the bottom wire, the 2 middle wires, then the top wire on its own.
Yep.
Then the 2 middle wires on their own, and then the bottom. So I'm going to be going up like that. So my wire's at the back again, it's facing away from me, and I'm just going to wrap around the top wire on its own 3 times. Now it's a bit tricky to get it started because it is 0.8 wire, which means it's a little bit more movable in a way. So just hold it really nice and tight with your hand, or masking tape would be fine if you want to bind it together with masking tape. So I'm going to do that 1, 2, 3. Wire's coming away from me again. I'm just going to bring it around and wrap the 2 in the middle together. 1, 2, 3. And then back to the bottom one. 1, 2, 3. Now what I'm going to show you is, it doesn't look very pretty at the moment. Oh, it's fighting me a bit, so I'm doing it in a rush. So you can see, it's pulled together a little bit. So if you can see that, if I can show it from an angle, you can see how there you go, it's almost 3D-ish. And this will happen as you go along. So you just take your pliers and just straighten it. Yeah, and then what you can do is just take your pliers and tighten those little sections of the frieze up. And you will need to, it will do that the whole way that you do it. It will do that. And then just go along and scrunch those wires. And what you need to be able to do is move this weave down. Okay. So to do that, you just take the base wires and just gently pull them through, and that's going to move that wire around. Now, obviously, if you do it too tight, then it's going to be a bit tricky to pull the wires through. Yes. But the good, and that can happen as well if you pull it too. You can lose it, but that's fine. You should be able to thread that back through. A little tip just to stop that happening is you could just kick out the ends, and then if you did pull like that, it would stop.
Stop it, yeah.
Okay, so that's the weave.
That's really cool.
So here's.
You know what I've noticed about a lot of these designs, they're very forgiving. Yeah. In terms of, you know. Yeah. If something goes wrong, you can easily correct it. Yeah, there's normally a get out, of course. So you can see here's one that I wove earlier. And so Blue Peter of you,
I know. I'm impressed with me. So you can see that's just how it is, and I've just taken my pliers, gone all the way along that. Okay, so now I deliberately chose, I really love the fact that you've got some classic, what I call classic tiger eye. Yeah, the golden tiger. The golden and the stripes. Yes. You would look at that instantly and say that's tiger's eye.
You see the way the banding moves vertically down the gemstone.
So I chose that because you don't lose any of that when you frame this, so it's nice to choose that.
That chatoyancy moving sort of horizontally across the gemstone. I know exactly what you're What are you talking about?
Okay, what you'll see is there's a front and a back to this weave. And if I just show you the back, you'll be able to see it's kind of, oh, you can see that. Can you see how it's got that flash going across diagonally? That's the back. That's the front, and you can see there's no line. That's how you can tell the difference.
Sure.
Okay? So what I want to do is I've moved that weave into the middle, so I've got equal length of bare wire on the ends.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to mould it. This is the beauty of using the 0.8, is that you can mould it. Yeah, it's more malleable. And I've left a bit of the 0.4 wire on. And I'm actually, before I complete it, going to...
So it will still be anchored into the design, but you're still going to
look
frame
like it.
Yeah.
So you'll see I've got half of that shape there where I've just moulded it.
Sort of creating an invisible setting.
Yeah, that's what I wanted, and it to be secure. Now, because I've got these gaps of bare wire here, which you should be able to see if I show that there. Okay, what you can do, and it probably won't work because of the fact that I am on telly, is use a little, use something to just gently open that out a little bit, and then you can thread that one. See, now I've done that, that wire's gone through nice and easily. And what I want to do is thread it through there once, and then back up through the gemstone.
Okay.
Give that gemstone extra strength. And then when you put it all together, it sits nicely.
Okay.
Obviously you take a bit more time than I currently am. And then
We've only got a couple of minutes left. So.
And then, if I do that, it's framed it nicely. Now what you'll see is I've got a little extra length. Okay. Now,
you're going to fill your bail using that.
So my bail is actually here. So what you do, when you've got my wires here, take your pliers. I show you this. I'm holding them now. See, they're coming up like this because obviously that's the way they've been woven. Actually twist so that they're now, sorry, I'm just going to show you there. So they're now facing front way. So when I actually split them, they're actually facing the front, and it's easier to weave. Okay?
Perfect, yeah.
You would then do a variation of the weave that we did on a loosey cuff, but basically go over and under the middle two wires.
See?
Like this.
And then you get
Look at this. So you get that effect. So all I've done is I'll show you ever so quickly on a final little extra bit.
Okay.
Is my wire's here, it goes over once, back around again, whereas on the loosey cuff it went straight over. This, it goes through the middle of those two wires and then back again. And then round once, and round again, and then over those wires, 1, 2, over, under, and that's how you do.
Perfect.
And you build it up, and then you just play about with this. If I can just show you the back, I wanted to stop the
we are going to have to go to a quick break.
Yeah.
We can return to this though, and we'll have a look at exactly how we form the bail quickly after the break. When we return, we'll also give you the opportunity to get hold of your Lazee Daizee and a recap on some of our most popular items we've already launched in the Designer Inspiration Show. Don't go away.
Today I've been on the Wirework for Beginners course, and it's been really helpful to me. I've bought wire and I've bought tools and not really had the confidence to use it because I'd feel like I was wasting it. So to come along and be shown exactly what to do and have one-to-one tuition has been brilliant for me, and it's really given me the confidence to go ahead with my jewellery making now.
Join guest designer and polymer clay expert Debbie Bulford for our Extruder DVD. Debbie will guide you through a variety of techniques, including how to create geometric patterns, the soutache and lace look, and much more. To get your hands on a copy, simply contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
When shopping with Jewellery Maker, you can add as many items to your order in one day and only pay one postage and packaging charge. We have 2 delivery options. Standard delivery at just £2.95, and you'll receive your parcel within 4 to 6 days. Or opt for our premium delivery at just $4.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 3 to 4 days. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
I think labradorite, when you think about it, is as beautiful as a diamond because it gives you, for me, more amazement than a diamond. You look at it and it does something really unexpected, like a lightning bolt.
Labradorite is one of those gemstones from Jewellery Maker that is always going to be a top seller. The labradorite that you get from Jewellery Maker has got extreme amounts of labradorescence. The colour saturation is just superb, and that's really indicative of the quality that we can get for you here at Jewellery Maker. It seems to reflect your moods as well. Whatever kind of mood you're in, whatever you put it with, it seems to bring out those gorgeous colours, so it really is a true chameleon gemstone.
Tune into Jewellery Maker every day at 5 p.m. for our Miss It, Miss Out show, where we'll have 4 hours of jam-packed deals, including clearance offers, end of line, last in stock and low, low prices. The Miss It, Miss Out show, only on Jewellery Maker.
Do you need a helping hand to get started with Jewellery Maker? Are you stuck for ideas and need inspiration? Then visit our Jewellery Maker website, where you can find our video tutorials. Expand your knowledge and skills with these easy-to-follow jewellery making demonstrations. Whether you're a beginner, hobbyist, or business owner, there's always something new to learn. It couldn't be easier. Simply click and learn some new jewellery making techniques.
Welcome back to the Designer Inspiration Show here on Jewellery Maker. Very, very busy afternoon, mainly because I'm joined by the lovely Laura, who has been taking us through some fantastic designs. We've already seen some polymer clay and wire fusion designs, and now we're looking at the Lazee Daizee and draw plate knit designs.
Yes.
Like that?
Yeah.
I'm learning so much today. That's the beauty of our Designer Inspiration shows. We just gave you an unbelievable, what I would describe as a clearance deal, even though we don't need to clear the items out, but we just want to give you as best value as we can, basically. The code was OYGC34. Oh, really? They just sold out as I started to say that. I think somebody just took the last one thinking, oh, that's a bit good to be true. So those are antique items. Don't panic. We've got so many amazing deals coming up in the final hour of the show. We're just going to see how we complete this pendant, just so we can see the finished product.
Yeah.
We don't want to leave you hanging there.
I'll do it as quick as I can. Basically, we've gotten to the point where we've done the bail, and I showed quickly how we did that. I'm just going to get rid of the tail, because what I did to create the bail was I added a new wire. I started with a new wire. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of the tail. And now this is just a bit of fun really with the next part. What I wanted to do, what you do is you just fold over the bail. Now what you'd notice is this, it's kind of like a little diamond. Oh yeah, that way, sorry, that was me. And all you do is your wires are going out into a V, and you get to what will be the midway point, and then you just bend the 2 outer wires back in, and that will create that kind of diamond effect.
Okay.
Then when you fold it over, it just gives a bit of a focal point. Now you do want your bail to be quite large, because it is quite a large sort of
it's a feature of the
to
design,
go over,
isn't it? Yeah.
You want to make sure it is going to go over the section.
Over that.
Yeah, obviously this has got lots of wires in the way. But you need to make sure it's going to go over there and sit comfortably. And I mean, the one that I did there was a little bit tight, so it doesn't really move too much, whereas this one's got a bit more movement because it's been condensed quite a lot, hasn't it?
I think expertly condensed, yeah.
No, what you would need to do is do the pendant before you finish off the chain, and then pop the pendant on, because you won't be able to get it on once you've completed the necklace.
Once you've actually,
So make sure that you pop it onto the chain before you start building the necklace together.
Okay, that makes sense.
So all I'm going to do is bend this wire over.
The next bundle just sold out as well. They put it on screen and somebody clicked to have the last one of those. If you have added any of these items to your basket at JewelleryMaker.com, don't forget to check out, otherwise you could end up being disappointed, I'm afraid.
I would love to see what you make with it as well, because they are stunning. So
send your designs in to the Wall of Fame. Make sure. Really, he's just about to bring the next one on, you know, the draw plate bundle, and that's sold out as well. Do you know what? How about while Laura's doing this, we let anybody who wants to get the Lazee Daizee to get involved early, we'll have the code there. There we go. So the code is UVBD20. If you've been waiting some time to get hold of your Lazee Daizee, been inspired by Laura's amazing creations, you can start dialing right now to get involved. So that's fair enough, isn't it?
There we go.
But let's have a look at how we complete this design.
So I've got my bail in place. Okay, now you don't need to worry about putting it on the knit just yet. You just want to complete the pendant and then add it on.
Yes.
But what you need to do is make sure you don't add any of the stones or anything on, because you won't be able to get it on.
Of course,
Look,
yeah.
I know that sounds, again, obvious, but I have done that before and it's really frustrating.
Only obvious if you know. And these things do slip your mind
Yeah,
sometimes.
they do.
You just
get
go
carried
into
away.
autopilot, don't you?
Now what you'll notice on the back of this pendant, I'm just going to pick this one up and show you, as I said quickly, was that I've got some wires just running down behind the back of the stone just to stop it from spinning around. It's only very subtle, but it just gives it that little bit of strength and it makes it a little bit more secure. It's secure because it's held in with wire, but it just makes it that little bit more secure.
And
So,
you know, it's a nice little
it's a nice little feature.
Anyway,
So when you've got the bail comes down, what you'll find is you've got some wires there anyway. You'll have 4 wires. I didn't say the length of wires that I would need doing the pendant. Basically, just want enough to go around the pendant and have extra to be able to create the bail and the extra features. So I just cut a couple of lengths, probably about ½ a metre.
Okay.
Okay. So the same way that we got that little hole and fed through the 0.4 wire, I'm just going to try. It's a little bit fiddly. Take your time. Don't do it when you're in a rush. But you can just gently open the gap a little bit, and then that 0.8 wire will. And I just bent it a little bit just to give it a little bit of, cover the stone a little bit more. And then you can just use your pliers and you will get it through. Probably won't do it now because I'm obviously doing it in a bit of a rush, but you would be able to feed that through because that's exactly what I did on the pendant.
Okay.
And I did that twice just to give that extra security. Now that's gotten rid of 2 of my wires.
Strands, excess wires.
Yeah. So then I've only got these 2 here. So what I wanted to do with these, one I'm going to bring around to the front. And then the other one I'm going to bring around to the front, but I'm just going to pop it under this bit here, just to give a bit of plain wire. I just quite like the feature look. So now, if you see the front, I've got that effect.
Absolutely amazing, yeah.
Then what you do is just bring your wrap around. Now, on the pendant here, I didn't have quite enough to bring it all the way around again, so it had to stop at the back. With this one, I could come back around the front again. So every one that you do would be different, you know. So I'm going to just bring that around again. And then
but it's all about just giving it the most professional finish you can, isn't it? Whatever wires you've got left,
just
make sure
hide
you sort
them.
of tie up all the loose
So what
ends.
you would do is, once you've got them, you can snip them and actually hide them inside this bail. So I'll just show you with one quickly. And what you would do is just, I've got the length there, I would just snip it there, and then just fold it, tuck it so it goes inside the bail itself. Or, on this one, I actually trapped it with the woven bit, and then I just bent up the wires.
And just worked it
and
back
just
into
gently,
the design.
and there's no sharp edges there, but I just folded them up, cut them quite short, folded them up and pressed them in, and then again that takes away, there's no sharp edges anywhere, and that's pretty much
Perfect, yep. Thank you so much. Sorry that we rushed you a little bit there.
Sorry, it was like super fast.
But
Any problems, just ask.
Good. Of course, you can contact all of our guest designers on Facebook. We've got your own Facebook pages.
Yeah, we've got our Facebook pages.
So if you want to get in contact with Laura, I'm sure she doesn't mind giving you a bit of guidance.
I'll give you a help.
Off the clock if you like. But right now we're going to have to bring you the Lazee Daizee because it's quickly selling out as well. Some of the most popular items are involved within these wirework designs. UVBD20, I have to tell you, if you're dialing right now, you are going to enter a short queue on the phones. Don't panic, it's a free phone number. So many people already getting involved on the phone lines. It's lit up like a Christmas tree.
Even Ed can see that.
Everything, yeah, even I can see how many people are on the lines. Gonna have to have an eye test this weekend. UVBD20, your Lazee Daizee Viking Knit. This is a weaving toolkit. You can see everything you've got there and how to put it to effect using Laura's design.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the price. It's quickly selling out on screen. We're gonna have to get that price on screen because it is $34.95. Lots of people flying in on the phone lines and lots of people adding it to your basket, but I am encouraged to see people checking out as they go, just to make sure they don't miss out. That's the way to do it. You can see everything you're going to get there. Your little knit tool, your little drawer plate on there.
Want me to explain what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a bit of technical terms.
That's better,
Your knit tool. and your bit. Right.
Is that's like a little drawer plate in itself?
This is a drawer plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the kit comes complete. So it comes with a drawer plate. It comes with little clippers, and I know it sounds mad. You think, why is there little clippers in there? But because they're perfect for cutting the 0.4 wire.
Absolutely.
So it also comes with practice wire. I think it's in copper, and I think it's American sizing, so it's 26 gauge.
There's your copper
It's
wire.
around about 0.4, 0.6. The gauges. There's like 2
0.5.
There's 2 different gauges in there.
Oh, okay.
And there's instructions.
And you get your little travel case. Yours looks well travelled.
Yeah, mine's got pendants. Mine's got already made.
Look how many different things Laura's working on when she's on the tray.
Don't be mean.
Look at that. No, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I've
Look
got
at
like
that.
a section of double knit that I did.
That looks impressive.
And that takes a long time, and that's why it's half finished. But you can do that. That's the beauty. You can start it, and if you need to carry on with other projects, you can remove it from the tool,
take it off,
store it, and then go back to it. So
really useful. Yeah.
you get a tiny little gizmo, and you get a little pin, which might sound a bit mad, but when you're actually when you get a conditioning cloth, when you're doing the knit, sometimes your wires get too close together, or you can't quite feed the wire underneath. Right. So you use this little pin and you just lift up the wires.
Drawing pin will pull it
and
through.
the other thing that I do with mine is, if it's on, 2 little tricks. It's got a little cone on the end of the tool, and this is really good for making your own end caps.
That's good.
See, it's got a little hole here, and then you can make your nice sort of, whereas I made the round ones, you can make cone ones. But if you're doing the knit and you're finding it's getting a little bit tight to the tool and you're struggling to get the wire through, I take mine off, I pop it back over the cone, and that just widens out the end. So when you pop it back on, it's not hugging it so much. And so you've got that, but this little picky thing is just to go in and lift that weave up. So there's a few little tricks, and sometimes I just do that and it loosens it. You've got your tool, you've got this to condition and sort of set all your links, and then your own drawer plate and your own gizmo making tool. So it's all here, and your own little carry case.
There you go. Everything you need to get up and running with your Lazee Daizee technique, and it's available right now for $34.95. Lots of people getting involved on the phone lines and at JewelleryMaker.com. It's pretty much an essential item if you want to try and create these kind of looks. That is unbelievable. You've seen everything you're going to get there. You've seen how popular it is with our designers, because Laura's there. Well-travelled.
Mine's been lived in a bit, hasn't it? But I mean, I've even stabbed that little pin into the case.
I've had a look at the finished pieces, and it's all worth it.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I'm going to have to leave this one with you because it looks like it could sell out. Of course, never take my word for it. Always speak to a member of our award-winning help team who will help you add it to your order if you so wish. UVBD20, the Lazee Daizee Viking Knit kit, available right now for $34.95. Lots of people getting involved, so congratulations. We still have the Viking Knit DVD individually. Do you know what? If I were you, I'd take advantage of the bundle. Oh, is it sold out? But Pip has another bundle for you.
Good
I'm going to go back over to the middle. I'm going to love you and leave you, Laura.
Okay,
thank you for your amazing demonstrations. I'm always blown away by Laura's wire work. She knows that. It's not just shameless flattery. I always tell her. I'm blown away by her techniques and the way she manages to hide all her workings.
I hide things,
clever.
spirals.
Spirals. Lots of people have been getting involved via the text messaging service and the messaging service at JewelleryMaker.com to ask whether they missed out on the Polymer clay bundle. Unfortunately, you did. But I've still got some left in stock, so we are going to recap it right now. It was a half-price deal today, because if you were to buy all of these items individually, it cost you over £50. But today, we are taking it to half price. So we're looking at your beading rack and your extruder, 2 essential tools for all the polymer clay artists out there. You've got your extruder DVD featuring the most handsome presenter on Jewellery Maker. And you've got your heat mat, your cutting blades, and 4 of our most popular colour tones of polymer clay, because you've got the accents varieties here, your pearlescent, your magenta, which has the glitter in it, and then you've got your bright green and your turquoise colour, which is sort of a translucent turquoise colour. 4 packs of polymer clay, your heat mat, your cutting blade, your extruder DVD, your extruder itself, so much stuff I can't fit it all in my hands, and the baking tray. So everything you need. Normally it would be over £52. Today we've taken it to a half price deal of £26.27. If you weren't tuned in at the start of the show, take advantage of this deal right now. ZJGC35, the Polymer Clay collection. Oh dear, I'm definitely going to get my eyes tested. 26.27. Everything you could possibly need to expand your polymer clay designs, and you're getting them today for half price. Lots of people who text in to ask if they'd missed out. Your names are now coming up on screen to take advantage of the deal, so that's nice, isn't it? Direct interaction there. You asked to see something, we put it on screen, and now you've added it to your order for half price. Now, we just spoke about being able to bring you the Viking Knit DVDs. It's sold out in the other bundle, but we've got an opportunity to bring you it as part of this DVD collection. Ah, all my favourites are here now. Viking Knit, beading projects and chainmail. This is the perfect bundle for me. Can somebody phone 0800 644 655? The last 3 digits of my card are, no, I'm joking, LWGC79. This is an absolutely fantastic collection of DVDs. Your beading projects, your Viking Knit DVD, which I think is what everybody's been inspired by today, thanks to Laura's gorgeous designs. Hey, oh, the Viking Knit Ed ring there, I just saw that. The DVD special here. LWGC79. So you've got Chainmail Edition 2, Beading Projects Edition 2, and Viking Knit Edition 2. Normally, these DVDs retail at £4.95, which in itself is a ridiculous deal for what you get, I think. Are you being serious? How would you feel about buying the Viking Knit DVD? That's the one everybody's after seeing that designer inspiration. And then paying just £1 each for the other 2 DVDs. Is that value or what? You can't even buy a crafting magazine for that. And you can't rewind a magazine.
It's worth it even if you already have one of those DVDs, because it's just...
You know why? You can give one away as a present.
Give one away. You could have one. You know, some people have holiday homes. Some people have.
Some people have one upstairs, one downstairs.
Yeah, yeah.
LWGC at that kind of price, it doesn't really matter if you already own the chainmail DVD.
I mean,
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, you're already getting incredible value. Viking Knit DVD, along with your Beading Projects Edition 2 and Chainmail Edition 2. This is the perfect combination for myself, actually. It's almost like you had me in mind, Pip. I think I might invest in this. Just $6.95, so it's essentially like getting these 2 DVDs for £1 each. LWGC79, lots of people flying in to take advantage of this. I'm not surprised, because that has to be considered and add it to your order price. We only ever charge 1 P&P per day here at Jewellery Maker, so if you've already paid your $2.95, absolutely nothing to lose by adding this to your order. In fact, do you know what? Lots of people's, when they do these kind of craftings, their friends do them as well, don't they? Share common interests. Maybe one of you's into Viking Knit, one of you's into beading, one of you's into chainmail. You can actually club together. It's what, just over £2 each then? Yeah. What a deal. LWGC79, your DVD collection, Viking Knit, beading projects and chainmail for $6.95, and add it to your order price for 3 of our tutorial DVDs featuring our expert designers. And we've got another deal inspired by Laura, and in honour of Laura's demonstrations today, the nylon pliers. Now, we've already discussed how useful they are, how essential they are really for wire workers.
They definitely are, and like I said, you don't realise, you might think, oh, I don't need them, I can just straighten it myself. But I just, as I showed earlier, if you were doing an open weave and you had that sort of bent wire, it will show, it will stand out. So it's worth having those just to, you know, straighten it out. And yeah, and again, if you use coloured wire, it's good for creating spirals or anything like that with your coloured wire, because it won't mark it. What about the spirals? Spirals hide everything, Ed. This I will teach you when you come to my course.
Okay. Now, if you have been inspired by Laura and you want to get involved with her workshop, give us a call. We'll book you onto Laura's next wirework course. Of course, we've got other wirework courses as well. If you're more of a beginner, I think we've got one for beginners as well.
Yeah, we've got Louise does a beginner course, and we have got a date for an advanced course. An
advanced course as well.
Yeah, doing a wirework pendant.
I'm not going to push my luck. I'll go intermediate. XVGX10. These are your nylon jaw plier comfort grips. That's not a very good name, is it? Not very pithy to say on air. But do you know what? It's all about how essential this item is. You can see that they're going to protect your wires because of the little nylon grip on there. Going to stop the decoloration, if you like, of your wire. You don't want any damage, particularly if you notice a little kink and that's bothering you in your finish. The last thing you want to do is use another pair of pliers and rip the colour off it. You need to get hold of your nylon jaw pliers. We are going to give you an unbelievable price because here it comes under £5. XVGX10. Another add it to your order price at £4.95. If you've been inspired, and I know that lots of people will have started to maybe develop their hobby, and maybe you want to elevate your hobby into a small business. Maybe you want to start selling your items. To me, if you want to sell your piece of jewellery, it's all about the finish. Because I know that lots of people have beautiful creative ideas, but of course, if it doesn't have that professional finish, it's going to be much more difficult to achieve sales at craft fairs or even online, or even if somebody just comes up to you and says, where did you get that? You can be like, I made it. All of a sudden you've got a personal commission. It's all about the finish. And these essential tools are what help you achieve that professional look. Congratulations to everybody getting involved. Lots of anonymous buyers. You know what that means? People have already gone crazy with their bundles. They've already had the Polymer clay, they've already had the Lazee Daizee knit tool, and now somebody's just come home and they're worried. They're worried, they're like, do you know what? Don't panic, you're maximising on your 1 P&P per day of just £2.95. We're going to continue with the under £10 theme now. Where are we moving on to? Not on gemstones. Not on gemstones this length of strand, surely. Wow. Okay, if you say so. The rainbow gemstone. Multicoloured tourmaline. A gemstone that comes in more colour varieties than any other gemstone. And this has to be called the rainbow strand of tourmaline. Look how many colour tones you've got there. Raspberry pinks, beautiful lime greens, forest greens, even some golden tones coming from your tourmaline here as well as jet black tourmaline. Look how long it is. 80 centimetres in length. Beautiful organic nuggets here. So irregularities in the sizes and the shapes, which is just going to feed into your designs. Lots of texture. Really organic look. And already colour graduated for you. You can see there the way the colours are sort of bunched together. Perfect. 200 carats of tourmaline here. And these are your organic nuggets. So they range in size from 3x1 up to 11x1. So lots of variation in the size. You're going to find the perfect one for your designs, aren't you, on this strand? The code you need is DBSF85. And here comes your price. $6.95. Imagine how many gemstones there are actually on this strand, because some of them are quite delicate in size, some are larger than others, of course, but you get those real dynamic looks from your organic nuggets. $6.95 for an 80 centimetre strand of tourmaline. That's the way we show you that we can offer the best value on the market. Here at Jewellery Maker, we're part of the Genuine Gemstone Company, one of the biggest semi-precious gemstone buyers in the world. As a result, we try to pass those savings on to you and offer you the best value. This is definitely displaying that amazing value. DB SF85 200 carats of tourmaline for just $6.95. Another add it to your order price. If you've already got your P&P up and running, we are going to find an add it to your order price for you. We're going to keep moving with this concept, in fact, and we're looking now at your favourite gemstone for the last 2 years. Now, the reason I say that is that we held a little awards ceremony at the end of 2012 and 2013, and one of the categories was your favourite gemstone to work with. Labradorite won both years, 2 years running, but I don't think that the name of the category is accurate. I think it's the gemstone you've made the most sales of. We were just talking earlier about how a gemstone that has an optical effect, that offers you that visual property, is going to be far more popular with people who aren't as au fait with gemology and jewellery. You know, if you just come across somebody who's just browsing in a craft fair and they don't really know anything about gemstones, when they see that labradorescence, that little metallic schiller, they're not going to believe what they're seeing, are they? That's the kind of thing that's going to spark people's interest. Over 100 carats of labradorite here, and you've got faceted squares. I love the sort of silver base tone you've got to this labradorite, really enhanced by the beautiful faceting, because you can see the way the light plays on the surface of the gemstone. There is lots of labradorescence on this gemstone, but do you know what? Because of the lighter, more subtle base tone, it's a bit more difficult to show you thanks to the studio lights. Can you see that sort of like apricot labradorescence there? There you go, look at that golden schiller. Now you are going to see this on each and every gemstone, but this is the reason why we offer you a 30-day money-back guarantee. Get it home, see it in the flesh, and then make your final decision. The code is KVGP30, over 100 carats. The squares themselves are 8mm in size, and here comes your price. $5.95. Another add it to your order price, this time for your favourite gemstone, gorgeous labradorite. If you want to take advantage, start dialing that free phone number right now, or of course if you're logged in at JewelleryMaker.com, just click to buy now and this will be added to your basket. Really impressive look from your labradorite here. As I say, we're not really doing the labradorescence justice here in the studio, but that's just because of all the different light sources. They're designed to make me look handsome. You can see they're working. But if you want to get hold of over 100 carats of labradorite, then this is your chance. $5.95, particularly if you've already taken advantage of some of the incredible deals we've brought you during the Designer Inspiration Show, such as the bundles which have all sold out, or the Lazee Daizee tool, the drawer plates, the Polymer clay tool, the nylon I nearly got it wrong again. The nylon cookie cutters. I always want to add more L's in for some reason. So if you have taken advantage of any of the deals, we've done lots of premiere launches, lots of amazing deals, and now we are bringing you add it to your order prices, maximise on that 1 P&P, and of course, if you are umming and ahhing, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee to make your final decision. We're going to continue with what appears to be... Has this been seen before? It's only ever been on the show once previously, and it was launched by everybody's favourite presenter, Lucy. So that goes to show you how few are going to be left in stock. Lucy's held it in her hand. Lots of people have bought it. It's as simple as that. 95 carats of rainbow colour coated quartz. These are faceted pairs. They graduate in size from 9x6 to 17x13. Beautiful clarity, but actually what you've got here is a little treatment in the form of a coating. Now, again, not really prevalent here in the studio, but when you see it with just one light source, it's just picking up subtle notes and you get little spectrums of colour on each facet. Really interesting look. Now this would be perfect for so many different designs. You could just use one in a subtle design as a pendant, or of course you can make the most of this strand being graduated in size. You could restrand it, create a beautiful look. only ever been seen once, and we're already at limited availability. We know how popular these items are. They're also perfect for maybe your bridal commissions. They would look nice on those. Or
yeah, you've got those lovely headdresses as well, haven't you? So you could have one as a lovely
course.
drop, and then the sort of chain effect and things like that.
There's so much designer inspiration and scope for different design ideas when you're working with a gemstone like this. 95 carats in total. The code is EQRU64. 95 carats in total. And here comes your under £10 price point. $9.95. Now, this particular strand comes from our Gems of Distinction range. Now, if you're new to us here at Jewellery Maker, you might not have heard us reference that before. Basically, thanks to your loyal customer over the last 4 years, we now have buying offices all over the world, one of which is situated in Jaipur, in the Pink City, the premier location for gemstone trading right now, and as a result, we are able to source some of the highest quality gemstones, some of the rarest gemstones on the planet, and when we consider our strands to be of certain quality, they will fall into our Gems of Distinction range. This is coming from that range, and it's available right now for $9.95. The code is EQRU64. I'm going to have to leave that one with you, and we're actually going to end the under £10 section for 1 second. Don't forget, coming up in the next half an hour towards the end of the show, the opportunity to own this premier strand of gorgeous kyanite, one of the most difficult gemstones on the planet to get hold of, a collector's gemstone, and we're going to bring that to you in the next 25 minutes. Don't panic, but before that, we know how many people have been inspired by Laura's fantastic wire designs. Whenever Laura's on air, all you wire workers come out to play, and right now we are going to give you the opportunity to stock up on wire. Now, here at Jewellery Maker, I've been working on the channel for about three of the 4 years we've been in existence. It's always been our dream to be able to provide you with wholesale opportunities, to be your one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs. We're about to flex our muscles because we have got 500 metres of wire here. And the code you need is NCGC06. You'll see the big grin on my face because I just heard the price. It is a seriously special offer. We've seen lots of ways to integrate your 0.25mm gauges of wire into your designs, and have a look here. 3 real vibrant colour tones in the form of your chartreuse, your fuchsia and your navy blue, and then 2 of our most popular colour tones, your antique bronze and your copper coloured wire here. 100 metres of each, all in your 0.25mm, and we're about to give you a special offer. Let's have a look at what you should be paying. Oh, okay, so it won't come through. I'll let you know that if you were to buy these individually any other day on our website, it would cost you over £45, $49.75, nearly £50. So it's $9.95 a reel basically, for $49.75. But today, in honour of Laura's presence here today, we are going to give you a special offer, and I've got to tell you, this smarts. £30 on the nose. We're saving you over £15 here. So we've taken it down from $9.95 a reel down to £6 a reel. Amazing. Look at Laura, she's just shaking her head in disgust.
I'm using 0.25 now.
You're using 0.25 now? Yeah. What's this, a little challenge you're working on?
Yeah.
Pip set you a challenge?
Yeah. He expects me to actually do something. It's just ridiculous.
Do you know what? Laura, you've told me in the past that if you take sort of 2 lengths of wire and bind them together, you can obviously create thicker gauges.
Yeah.
We were saying the 0.25mm is quite intricate working on your Lazee Daizee.
Yeah.
Could you bind the wires and still use them on the Lazee Daizee?
You'd have like a twisted effect, as long as you could probably twist 3 or 4 of them together and then use it as one. But you have got to be aware that obviously when you go through, when you're doing a Lazee Daizee, you have to bring those wires behind. Like there's like a loop, and then it's across. And people that do the Viking Knit will understand what I'm saying.
I know, yes.
And you need to feed the wire behind that, so you just need to make sure that they're twisted and that you can comfortably do that.
Yep.
But yeah, I can't see why not.
It's all about experimentation,
yeah,
like you were telling me.
Things like that.
Oh, it's perfect for so many different things, isn't it? You can, and of course your French knitting, you can use a 0.25.
Yeah, see, what I was going to say was the reason I use it sometimes, and I explain this in my workshops, is that it gives a flusher finish, if that makes sense. So when you use 0.4 for any of your kind of, you know, your weaves,
binding, weaving.
You can see it, it's quite solid. If I just pass that over to you, you can see, take that and that's attached. But you can see how it looks more flush. It looks like it's almost like one complete piece, as opposed to you can obviously see the weave.
It comes back to what I was saying about the finish, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's so intricate. It's such a tight finish that really gives it a professional look.
And it's really good if you're, especially if you're starting out, because it's so soft and easy to use. It will. It's really, you know, if you're sort of practicing, it's easier on your hands, so that you can get your head around the weaves. You know, you can get used to it.
So the perfect one for beginners as well, so
really
that you can sort of master it, and you're still going to have a nice finish.
But
to your
I
piece.
use that and 0.4 because of the different look. So you can see that on there. It's more flush. It looks more like one piece as opposed to the obvious.
It looks gorgeous, Laura.
So that's
now,
just why.
We actually started with just 40 available, but no, I'll pass that back over to you so you can crack on with your challenge. NCGC06, we have created another queue on the phone lines. Don't panic. If you're getting involved on our free phone number, then you've got nothing to worry about. Just wait there and a member of the help team will be with you shortly. Alternatively, log in at jewellerymaker.com if you want to take advantage of this deal. We're saving you the best part of £20 here. Normally it would cost you $49.75. Right now you can take advantage of this deal for £30. Ridiculous. 500 metres of 0.25mm gauge wire, and you've just seen from Laura how important it is to work with these kind of gauges. About half the stock has now been allocated. The code you need is NCGC06. If you want to take advantage of this deal, it's a wholesale, I'm going to go as far as say a trade show style offer. 500 metres of wire across 5 different colours for £30. I'm going to leave that to one side and we're going to move on. I've got lots to fit in before the end of the show, and we're looking now at beautiful bundle of pearls. 3 strands in total. Love the look here. Again, they'll be perfect for the spring collections that you're putting together, because you've got some real beautiful pastel shades here in your sort of minty green tone, or maybe a sort of teal colour. And these are your Baroque pearls in your mint green tone, 9x8mm in size. Then you've got your lavender or powder blue tone here in your Baroque pearls. Those are 9x8mm. And then more of those sort of teal coloured or minty green tones in your 7x6mm. Now you can see how these would all work together in one design. Or of course, maybe you need to stock up on your pearls. This is one of the most popular minerals that we actually stock here at Jewellery Maker. The second I have pearls in my hand, they tend to fly out the door. They offer you so many different design options, don't they? Because maybe you're working on vintage, timeless designs. Pearls are going to fit the bill. But because of the organic feel of our Baroque pearls, they're also going to work perfectly within your more contemporary designs, especially when you look at these colour tones. You don't see pearls in these colour tones that often. The code you need is IYGC21. How would you like to pay less than £5 a strand for these pearls? That's what the question was just posed to me in my ear by producer Pip. He's gonna give you the deal. $14.95 for 3 strands of pearls. There's no way we should be going anywhere near that price point. But tonight? No, this afternoon. So used to doing the Miss and Miss Out show, that's what it is. You can add 3 strands of pearls to your order for less than £5 a strand, just $14.95. You can see the way those pastel shades on the pearls are really going to work together. Those fresh, minty green tones combined with those beautifully feminine lavender colours. IYGC21, people flying in the phone lines to take advantage of this deal. For me, that's an add it to your order item, because all jewellery makers are going to be able to create a beautiful design using gorgeous cultured pearls. Very organic finish from the irregular shapes on the Baroque pearls. I think that adds into your designs. I recently brought a photo in which actually had every single member, or every female member of my family at my daughter's Holy Communion, and every single one of them, every generation is wearing pearls. So she's wearing a pearl, my daughter, her mum, her auntie, her grandmother, all wearing pearls in the photo. So that just goes to show it doesn't matter whether you're 8 or 88, you're going to be able to wear gorgeous pearl design. IY GC21, 3 strands of pearls for $14.95, and we're getting lots of texts asking us about a certain item. Now, before we actually came on air today, sales manager Scott came to me and said, oh, the morning show forgot to launch these 2 strands of Keshi pearls. Their loss was our gain on the Designer Inspiration show. The second I got on set, I didn't even let the producer know about this. I just had them in my pocket so I could give you a deal. We launched the champagne top drilled Keshi pearls for $9.95. The code you need is PAPO87. These literally flew out the door. We do still have some remaining in stock, although it's much more limited now. Do we know how many strands we've got? Very limited number. We're trying to get a reading, trying to make it as accurate as possible. We obviously have fluctuations in our system as people are adding them to the basket. Okay, so we've got less than 30 strands left in stock. PAPO87. If you want to get involved, then dial that free phone number right now. There you go, 29 strands in stock, $9.95. These are 18 by 8 mil in size, and we've just discussed all of the different ideas where pearls are going to fit the bill. These are beautiful. They're really elegant. They have that certain opulence to them because of that champagne-like tone, but because again they're Keshi pearls, you get that organic finish. Absolutely gorgeous, adding texture and, as I say, opulence to your designs. These would be perfect for your bridal commissions because you see lots of bridal parties wearing these sort of peach-like tones, don't you? PAPO87 quickly flying out the door. We have launched these at under £10. They shouldn't even have been on the Designer Inspiration show, but we take what we can get. $9.95 for champagne top drilled Keshi pearls, $9.95, but we have entered limited stock availability. There are people queuing on the phone lines. Stay where you are. It is a free phone number and you'll be able to add these to your order. We are going to leave those ones with you. We're going to continue. Congratulations if you've just added those to your order. The code is PAPO87. We're going to move on though. Oh, it's being brought over to me. Oh, wow. Well, no prizes for guessing what this gemstone is. I know Laura's going to be able to guess it. She referenced it earlier in the show.
Yeah.
January's birthstone. Gorgeous garnet, and this is sort of exhibiting what you were talking about. When I stand behind it, I'm trying to get some light in there. It looks almost a really dark colour, almost looks like it's a black gemstone there, but it is in fact beautiful garnet. And when you get this home, you'll be able to pick out those strawberry red hues. I think we're getting it there. You can just see it. I think it's mainly because I'm in the way. Do you know what it's like? It's like looking into a nice big glass of red wine. That's the kind of colour tone. I think it just made Laura thirsty. You can see there that gorgeous, almost like a pomegranate-like tone that you get as the hue. 55 carats in total. Very, very high-end strand here. Again, coming from our Gems of Distinction range. And look at the way the depth of colour feeds in to the gorgeous facets, because you almost get a lustre, that reflective light quality when the light hits the surface of the gemstone. Over 50 carats. Ooh, I like it. I've just been given this strand of pearls. Look at this. Look at that combination. Now, I think this is one of the strands that Jenny launched with you in her opening half an hour of the show. That's a gorgeous combination, and again, really backs up what I was saying about the way pearls will work with so many different gemstones in so many different designs. Here we're looking at a very, very high-end strand of garnet. If you do want to add the pearls to your order, The code is on the bottom of the screen, EHPO18. They were launched at $7.95. That's crazy. But right now, I'm about to give you the opportunity to own this Gems of Distinction strand of beautiful red garnet. It's almost a very similar tone, I'll say, to, it looks like Nectamunda garnet. Very, very high-end variety. Now, I'm being asked to guess at the price. I'm looking at it, I mean, the quality of the gemstones is highlighted by the standard of the faceting. You can see here, this has clearly been handed over to one of our most experienced lapidarists, because the facets on each and every gemstone are so uniform, and as a result, you get that beautiful little sparkle there, that play of light, almost like a luster because of the depth of colour that you get on the garnets themselves. I'm going to hazard a guess. It's coming from our Gems of Distinction range. I'm going to say $24.95. A bit lower than that. Oh, that's good. Under £20, ZBNV40. That is a launch price today on this Gems of Distinction strand of garnet. Now, we were talking about, you know, maximising on your gemstones and these becoming profit makers. You don't need to include a great deal of these beautiful garnets in your designs to make your money back because of the quality and the standard that you're getting here. Over 50 carats of garnet for $17.95. For me, this could be considered jewellery quality garnet. I don't know if we can get in there. If I can get out of the way, we might be able to pick out the colour tones. Oh, you can actually see that sort of red glow actually being reflected onto my thumb there. You see that? And again, very easy to create matching sets of jewellery. I'm looking at this and I can see the gold threads on the tassels. I would have to use gold-plated sterling silver filings with this. You go along with that, Laura?
That would go lovely with the chrome dioxide as well.
Oh yeah, if you got hold of the chrome dioxide that we launched early in the show, we only had a limited number of those. Deep red tones with those vibrant green colours. Actually, this would go rather beautifully with your dress.
It would.
I'm gonna run over. Look. There you go. Look at that. Gorgeous. You can't have it though.
Oh, that's just mean. That's just mean. I'm not naming anything after you now.
Okay, you can have it. ZBNV40, a Gems of Distinction strand being launched today at $17.95. If you want to get involved, you need to be dialing that free phone number right now or click to buy now at JewelleryMaker.com. If you've already got a P&P up and running, you've got to be taking advantage of some of these deals, particularly the launch prices. I'm going to leave that on with you because it is now time for a designer inspiration. Stubborn! Clock. That's a little treat. Normally only the Miss It Miss Out viewers get to see my embarrassing dad dancing. Treat for the senses, I'm sure you'll agree. Now I have tried to give you a little heads up on this strand throughout the show, and the reason why is that it's a collector's gemstone. Now I've been working for the Genuine Gemstone for about 6 years. I've met lots of gemstone collectors in that time, and many of them will come up to me and say that kyanite is their prized gemstone within their collection. Very, very difficult to get hold of. We traditionally mine for this particular gemstone in the Himalayas, the rooftop of the world. Now, you know, people spend months, even years, planning trips just to go to the Himalayas, just go to Mount Everest and what have you. Imagine how difficult it is to actually go mining there. When you see the beauty of this gemstone, you can understand why people do, because it is absolutely gorgeous, but it's not an easy task. I love this gemstone because, once again, this is a gemstone that's actually enhanced by its inclusions, those needle-like inclusions that you see in the centre of kyanite. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful colour tones as well. Now, most people's first purchase of a semi-precious gemstone will be either a blue or purple gemstone traditionally. Can you imagine being able to offer people the opportunity to own kyanite as their first ever purchase? Absolutely ridiculous. This is a gemstone which eluded some of the biggest gem collectors in the world for years and years, but now, thanks to Jewellery Maker, you have the opportunity to include this in your collection and, of course, to offer your customers the opportunity to own beautiful kyanite. These are gorgeous, and again, the quality of the gemstone is mirrored in the standard of the faceting here. The rondelles themselves range in size from 5x2 to 7x3, and you see here that they've been cut into these rondelles, which I think look amazing in your designs, but the outer extremity, the outer edge of each gemstone, checkerboard faceted, so again you get that play of light, that beautiful elegant feel, that sophistication, almost like paparazzi flashes going off when you wear this gemstone. HRRU84 is the code you need, 60 carats of kyanite, and today we're going to give you a launch price of under £20 for genuine kyanite coming from our Gems of Distinction range, the best possible quality of kyanite we can source for you here at Jewellery Maker. And look at those colour tones. I have to tell you, I was thinking this was going to be more like $39.95 in all honesty. But it is a star buy opportunity. It's our opportunity to show you the way in which we offer you the best value on the market for genuine gemstones. People are already getting involved, and I'm not surprised because here comes your launch price today. $14.95 is all you're going to pay for genuine kyanite, and we're not talking about a small amount here, 60 carats. Now, in a previous life, I used to be a producer on our sister channel on Gems TV, and I can tell you that we would have whole hours dedicated to showcasing this gemstone. In fact, you know, if ever you're at a loose end, if there's nothing on Jewellery Maker, if it's the middle of the night and you can't sleep, have a look on Gems TV. I guarantee you that if they're able to bring you kyanite jewellery, if they're able to showcase this gemstone, you'll see the kind of value you're getting here, because again, I would consider this to be jewellery quality gemstones, 60 carats for $14.95. We're talking about, say, 25p a carat here on your kyanite. Absolutely ridiculous value, unrivaled value from us here at Jewellery Maker. HRRU84. If you want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number now. Congratulations to Jane, Pauline, Grace, Anne, Elizabeth, Valerie, Maria, Deborah, Geraldine, Alicia, Bernadine, John. Some familiar names there as well. People maximising on 1 P&P per day. Well done if you are getting involved in this deal. We only have a limited number available. And if you are sort of umming and ahhing, my advice is to utilise your 30-day money-back guarantee. Get it home. See it in the flesh. You're going to be blown away when you see the standard of this kyanite, when you consider the price you're paying. Just $14.95 today. Now I'm back over with Laura. Imagine seeing you here.
I know, shock. I've been seeing you for ages. So I finished off the pendant and necklace quickly.
Okay.
Using,
I like
so obviously it's not mega
completed
tidy,
the design though.
But I just completed it just to show, because I wanted to show when you compare it to that one, just the difference of using a different inside.
Yeah, so differing colours.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
And then there's a pair of cufflinks.
This is the labradorite that was handed over to you at the start of the show.
Yeah.
I forgot I didn't do the start of the show,
you
so I was thinking, what was the challenge? How come I don't know about this?
Yeah.
So Jenny gave you this strand of labradorite. It is currently being displayed at the bottom of your screen, DNN V27, and it was available for $9.95. Look at the gorgeous labradorescence there.
Yeah.
Beautiful. There's what it looked like on our recording. You see that gorgeous blue and electric green labradorescence coming through there.
I mean, they're all gorgeous. Every single one of them's got amazing shiller on it. I mean, if you catch the look of that one, you'll see that. But look at that.
Oh, I can see the
That's
labradorescence in abundance. I hope it's coming through on screen. Oh, yeah.
They're just stunning. So, Philip, I believe, he did refer to himself as Philip, wanted a pair of cufflinks. So hopefully they're okay.
I honestly was just about to put them in my pocket. I wasn't even going to say anything. I was just going to go... But Pip's already claimed them,
Yeah, he's claimed them. just a little pair of tassel earrings because
I love those.
Because you can.
And do you know what? That feeds back into what we were saying about not letting anything go to waste, because those tassels, they might not suit the design you're working on. Keep them in your box.
Yeah, definitely. But if you have a look, I've also used the little glass tubes that come with on the strand, just to add a little bit of extra sparkle.
Maximising everything. Little accent in the end, isn't it?
Yeah, just gives a little bit of extra sparkle, and just a little quick pendant, and it
little quick pendant. Look
ran
how
out of time, so I just kind of did it a bit quickly, and that's done using the 0.25 wire and the 1mm wire.
There you go. So if you just got hold of 500 metres of 0.25mm wire, you can achieve a look like that. The Labrador is available right now at the bottom of your screen. The Kyanite is also available. We're going to have to love you and leave you. Thank you for joining us on the Designer Inspiration Show. Stay with me right now. I'm going to be bringing you the Miss It Miss Out deals.
There are 2 easy ways to purchase from Jewellery Maker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview or Freesat, and call our free phone number where you'll be